think we're live. Oh, hold on. Let me get my microphone in. Can't see anything that's going on here. Let's see, record. All right. Check over on YouTube here. Oh. Okay. It says I'm live. Let's see how the sound is. Sound. Oh. Sound. Oh. Sounds okay. Says I'm watching. I guess no notifications went out for this. Says I can invite people. Let's see what happens. Copied. And there is chat. Chat. Overlay. Okay, that worked. Okay, the share works. All right. It's not bad. So that's chat. What's that? Notes. Music. AI generated. Okay, that's cool. Private chat. QR codes. Okay. Theme default news. Default. Oh, doesn't make any difference. Oh, hi, beloved. Good to see you. Hi, Andy. I don't think this has a title, but it's a chat. So I was going to look at a video on child trafficking in the W band. Turn myself off here. Wait for a few more people to come in, and then we'll. What is it called? Organs, excuses, and NGOs. Let's see how well it shares. Trying Restream because StreamYard suspended my account. This isn't so bad. Sounds really low fidelity. Let's see if I can do anything. Default mode. Let's try this microphone. How's that work? My settings are good on there. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, it is a pretty good microphone. Yeah, it should be better. There we go. So you switch it around a little bit. That sounds a lot better, doesn't it? Way better. Okay, cool. Turn myself off again. All right. And yeah, so what we're going to look at here is the W band, NGOs, and people, whatever you did worked, yeah. So let's take a look here for a couple minutes and wonder why, while watching this video, they can't round everybody up or find the children they want to find or find the people or the criminals or anything.
So when you throw this on the screen, your audience is going to see over the last 4 years, our government has trafficked in 452,121 migrant children. These are children ages 0 to 17 that have arrived at our border without a parent. Out of that 452,121, our government has vetted the adult sponsor and delivered 350,000 of these children. This number comes from Tom Holman on December 14th of 2025. So this is from the top of the food chain. 350,000 of those children we gave to a man, a grown man that our government vetted, and we cannot locate that adult. So when you talk about a child trafficking and pipeline, right? Once a child is delivered into that pipeline and actually makes it across the border where he's delivered to a buyer in America, your audience has probably seen the movie Trafficked, right? There's 36 hours, he sets his watch, and he's got to find the kid in 36 hours. If he doesn't find the kid in 36 hours, then there's less than a 1% chance he's ever going to see that kid alive again. So that means that once they hit that pipeline, the child's life expectancy goes from 72 years to 36 months. So you can assume that from the day that these children were delivered, a time clock started, right? A 36-month expiration date. That child will most likely succumb to their illnesses because they've been raped to death, riddled with STDs, jaws broken. They don't take these kids to the hospital when they abuse them and beat them up. And then they just succumb to their illnesses. And when they can't turn them out for tricks anymore, you know exactly what they do with them, Alex. They harvest their organs. So that means that because this administration didn't kick in doors day one, right? Day one, we should have had policies in place to go rescue these children. And I'm not giving Trump a hard time. I'm just trying to make this so obvious so that he does see what a major issue this is.
And how easy it is. They know how easy
575 children could have been rescued and saved that have now hit their expiration date. And these are FBI statistics. These are
That's the thing, too. They know how easy this is. They know how easy it is to find these kids. It's not hard.
HHS's number. 21,570 migrant children have potentially been raped to death that could have been saved. But because of the inactions of RFK, Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, and the Trump administration not making this the number one top priority, we didn't bring those children home. And you know, just like I do, Anthony Rubin was able to go get addresses and find these children. We had the geolocation data of every cell phone that was used for a month. The people that received these children
right off
were in communication with HHS for at least 2 weeks. So we have their geolocation data at least from that 2-week period.
Now, here's where it gets important for the data from our channel. HHS.gov is your Department of Health and Human Services. The numerics that he is showing you is coming from .gov, okay? And FBI type of reporting. Now, this Anthony Rubin guy, I don't know who that is. Hang on. Probably a journalist of some kind. Founder of muckraker.com, something. Yeah, okay. So him and somebody else goes and gets geolocation data. That's great. But you're dealing with HHS.
Yeah, right, RJ?
You mean to tell me that they don't have a way
Hi, Austin.
That's way, way better than just geolocation data? That's what we're expected to believe. Okay? Now, here on the channel, we know all about your body area networks, how it's suffused with fusion centers. Excuse me a moment. And those fusion centers have multiple ways to get a hold of our intelligence community, the Department of Homeland Security, biometrics, body area networks, let me remind you how
Okay, works
easy
just
it
like
is
StreamYard.
for the Department of Homeland
about.
Security with their massive biometrics database that includes juveniles. 2022, $6 billion plus dollars. 3 years ago, good to go. And before then, but 270 million people, including juveniles, specifically for this migrant situation. But they had to rely on some guy named Anthony Rubin with geofence data on their cell phones. Why? What about biosurveillance with DHS
Yeah,
for the
what about
body
the
area networks?
biosurveillance, right? They know where every man, woman, child, pet, dog, cat, gerbil, mouse, they know where they all are.
What about the eGuardian and Sentinel programs with the FBI? What about the Signals Intelligence
Hi,
Signature
Termir.
Reduction Force, Technical Collection with SIGINT, Irregular Warfare Directorate with their Joint Electromagnetic Spectrum Operations with
somebody
continuous
join?
monitoring
Can't tell.
for that medical body
I don't know how to
area
use this at
network,
the moment.
which can also be used as a basic body area network. See, those things are weaponized against the American public. With the Signature Reduction
Indy.
Force since
Okay, you have to do some funky thing
2011.
here. There we go.
This ain't new. What I'm showing you is not new.
Hi, Indy.
What's up,
How you
man?
doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Everything's good. I'm looking at this new settings and everything.
yeah. I'm trying to
Okay.
work with this new platform because StreamYard suspended my account.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I guess I used them too much. Oh well.
Huh.
We'll use up this platform.
Yeah, I noticed
It's-
last night I was hit the link for another channel that was doing a StreamYard stream, and when it went to the next phase after you click the link, it was telling me something about my browser. Something about my browser was rejecting the mic. So I gave up on it, but I figured they might have made some changes or something.
Yeah, it could be. I've had to change platforms before because of changes they made.
Yeah.
YouTube never really works well for me because I like to play music in the background with tone generators, and that just messes up the audio so
Yeah.
bad on YouTube. Hey, Morgan. Good to see you. This is your subject, definitely. So yeah, it's crazy that they're lying to us and aren't going to find these kids. I want to show this video to show how freaking easy it is, okay, for them to find people.
This ain't new. What I'm showing you is not new. So why is it then, with things like the COVID W ban, they can watch everybody under the skin to see whether or
Everybody.
not they got the COVID with biosensors?
As soon as you're in the area, they're watching you. As soon as you're in the
Not a
country.
problem. Non-cooperative human activity recognition radar using the
Yeah, if we
Doppler
can get this out,
spectrogram
Morgan,
specifically
they can't
for
deny this.
human suspicious activity in the view of national security. But they can't find who took those children, where they are, or what's going on. No, they're just so stupid.
Bullshit.
Are you kidding me? No. It's none of your business. Hey, they have a fake ID. If you bring up a fake ID again
Oh no.
and interrupt our traffic flow, you're the one that loses your job. You busy watching people walk through their own house every day? Yeah. Every single American citizen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
But you can't
non-American
find these
citizen?
children.
Every cat, dog.
You can find us in our own homes. You can commit parallel construction. You've been watching the intra-body area networks with NASA geospatial since 2011 remotely.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't find these children.
No. Of course they can't.
Wireless
they
Body
don't
Area
want-
Network for Digital Forensics for our law enforcement, 2011, along with HIPAA and Harvard and Stanford, but you can't find these children. Do you notice we're still going? Do you notice that NCOVID, Negative Covert Biometric Identification, the main purpose of this project is to address the feasibility of an automated system that performs covert and reliable biometric recognition using the iris as a single trait. Obviously, this type of biometric recognition is ambitious and brings many challenges to the pattern recognition task. Imaging conditions and acquisition protocols at a distance. Note the date, please. This is back in 2009.
So 2009, they could recognize you by your retina.
What is this? NCOVID.
Not that they weren't tracking your
Negative
energy
covert
field long
biometric
before
identification refers to a system that can detect the
Hi,
presence
Alex.
of a
Good to see
person
you.
when they are not actively seeking identification. That's only for you. Where are the children? Shut up. We're busy. Oh. And there's just nothing we can do because we're so stupid. We're not really working together. No. No, nobody knows. Since 2009. Nobody knows. Since 2011. Nobody knows. Except the bros. Right, Flynn
stressful.
Network? Clandestine security clearances?
The Central Command Platform gives key decision makers easy access to advanced surveillance options. Using the icons at the top, we can toggle the visibility of the subjects we want to view.
Watch this.
We'll tap the human icon to
Oh,
activate
let's
their
look for
visibility.
for
This
humans,
gives a
not animals.
real-time view of all the subjects in our jurisdiction bar to find a specific subject. Here, we can search by typing in the name of a subject.
Let me pause that. I've got another guest here. Still, you have to switch screens to get the guests. So, hold on. There's Alex. Welcome to the channel, Alex. Good to see you.
Is this Ganja Shaman, Alex?
Yes.
Okay.
How are you doing, Alex? Either your audio's not on, or you're not saying anything.
It was amazing to me how simple it was to click the link and get up here. It basically looks just like StreamYard, but I didn't have to click my YouTube channel or anything. It just brought me right in.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to try again. There we go. How's your audio? It says camera. No audio. Okay, that's the addition. Yeah, still no audio, buddy.
Definitely check your audio settings because they have a
Yeah, they actually do have them.
yeah wired headset or speakerphone. I think it was.
He dropped out. Okay.
What about? I was looking. Is there a way to turn camera off and mute yourself?
Yeah, you can turn the camera off underneath the screen. There's camera settings, audio settings, invite guests. What's more? I got invite guest, extra camera, share screen, video, presentation, local video image, RMPT source, and settings. Okay. Let's get out of that. All right. Well, let's continue with this. Finding out. Just look at this app. This app exists. Okay. This is a real app that can be used to find people.
or search with an image of the subject's face.
You can do by their
let's
name
try
or their
typing
face.
in the name of our subject.
Isn't that great?
In this case, there were two people with the
We don't have images of any of the children that walk through security.
same name found in our jurisdiction. We can tap a subject's live location to see more details. We can now see the live location and source details of the
And there, look, device W-band, locating all the people.
person we tapped on.
That's because we're using that wireless body area network with Department of Homeland Security cyber biosecurity. That includes geospatial, your intelligence community, and there's a reason for that. It has to do with your fusion centers. It's a fully laid out system of who gets to investigate where, when, and how, at which clearance they're using, on what networks they have access to. It's been that way since the 80s.
Isn't that great?
Law enforcement, the military, the
They're so
intelligence
advanced.
community, two different sides. Your Department of Justice with your FBI, eGuardian, and Sentinel. Oh, they're gang stalking. Nope, that's your signature reduction force. Embedded clearances, fire department, EMT, ambulance, hospital, nurses, doctors, dentists, whatever. You'll never know. They're going to do what they're told
Oh,
by
yes.
your government.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
TSSCI, regular types of clearances, whatever, irregular warfare directorate, signals intelligence, signature reduction. Bye.
So did you see that app where you can just pull up every human being that's running around, type in their name, put in their face, and find them? Why are
Yeah.
we having any problems finding anybody, any missing children, any gang member, anyone? They already
It's
know who they
easy.
are.
It's easy because themselves behind it. That's right.
So if
There-
our governments want to continue to allow child trafficking and murder and extortion, and they can stop it all. They can stop it all right now. But they're not going to. Until we force
What-
them to.
Well, there's people fighting it, you know.
Yeah.
There's more people that need to wake up to what's really happening on this planet, you know, that the biggest business is child trafficking, sex trafficking, adrenochrome network, all those things, you know.
And
That-
nobody has any idea, really, most people, what type of networks they are actually running, how much actual surveillance they have. They know when your heart rate goes up, so they know when you're having sex. They have body recognition to know what position you're in. They, they're
How many
constantly
pumps?
surveilling you.
How many pumps
Yeah,
it
they are.
takes?
Yeah, they know how many pumps it takes. Exactly.
Lol, they know everything.
Yet they can't find children. Wow. You're
But
fucking
how
lying.
long? How long that they can go like it is now? Keep it on the ground, you know. Keep silent on it.
Yeah.
It can only go for so long.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm hoping. Yeah, I think quicker we push this. That's why I've been pushing the W-ban. Is this and other reasons. What they're doing is nefarious, illegal. We'd had no consent. They could be using it for good, but they're not. So what's up with that? You've hidden it for so long, not telling people that you can just geolocate people. I can buy a service today where I could take this pen right here and say, you know what? Follow this pen around forever. Okay. And what it'll do is it'll project a field around this pen that'll make you feel good. And they can't find a kid. They could find my pen anywhere, anytime, any time of day. Actually, they'll just never lose it. Oh, we lost Indy.
Oh, that was Indy.
Yeah. Let me see. Well, he might come back. Weed helps. It does.
Yeah,
Let's
it helps a lot.
Let's continue here.
But they're just so stupid. They're working together. That's your Director of National Intelligence telling the DHS Biosurveillance what they are going to do. Your intelligence community more than your CIA, every single one of them. Sitting up here with your DNI and the Deputy Secretary of Defense people. They know it all the time. Who are the fusion centers? Your local cops.
All the time, every
Welcome
day.
to your thin blue line. Did you piss off the cops?
Oh,
Well, then you
they'll
might end
find
up
you.
sitting in jail, psych lockup. Who's going to help you? Nobody. The lawyers are in on it too. So are the judges. Keep your mouth shut. You might have a heart attack sitting at home. That's called a W-band. That's called a terahertz bullet. But that's for our health care. Yeah, and before it was a weapon system, and it still is.
Yep.
But they're afraid of a VHS tape. No, they're afraid of being taken out in their house because they know damn well it's a very well integrated network called Secret Squirrels. Ain't gonna
Ever
bother
wonder
with
if a
that.
squirrel is
Oh, hell
spying
no.
on you? You know
You'll be
what?
dead.
It actually
It'll
is.
come after your children.
It's helping
So,
geolocate
what do we
you.
do? Well, I think as the American public, we had better get
what?
educated on what intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance has been using since 9.
A squirrel. You ever wonder if a squirrel is spying on you? In a way, it kind of is because it's helping geolocate you. They use its signal to triangulate with other signals where you are.
Do they have squirrels in Canada?
Oh yeah, all over the place. Whatever
There's-
wildlife you have, they use that too. As
Oh
well as
yeah, there's
people.
no squirrels in Aruba.
Oh, okay. You have lizards and stuff?
Yeah, very small lizards, very
Okay.
small.
Yeah, they'll use them. That's a little antenna there that they can use. It keeps kicking you out. That's weird. Okay. Well, I don't know if it's weird because I've just started this one. Well, try come back in and see what happens.
Andy, try another browser. Like I came up on the Google browser, but it had me mute. It had it blocked. I couldn't unblock it. Then I used Opera browser, and that's no problem. So just an advice.
Hmm.
I saw China went city. I don't know which city it is, but it went 10G. 10G.
Oh,
You heard of
my
that?
God. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
10.
yeah. That's ridiculous. 10G is out, you know. People think that 5G is like a myth, but 10G is already out. It's just an
Oh, yeah.
increase up to the terahertz level.
I saw in California, because they have the 5G towers very good camouflage, like they look like a palm tree or a cactus, depending where it is. And the one that in California I saw that looked like a fake palm tree, but it's actually a 5G tower.
Oh, yeah.
Around it, the real palm trees were all bent in half due to the frequency. It killed it. It
Trying to
killed
get
the
away
real
from
plant.
it, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
You can say that it bent in half, literally bent in half.
Mm.
Yeah. So if that's the effect on the plants, which is also how we say made a lot of water, same as us, it has the same effect at us, at our body.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, your voice is the best it's ever sounded on my channel right now. So this one works really well for you. Hi, Canada Dummy. I have a crazy
What?
freak squirrel here that looks like a cross between a red and a gray. Oh, wow. Sorry, what were you going to say?
The sound is good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Usually your
Oh, that's-
sound is really hard to hear, crackly and low. This is good.
Nice. Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, so there's a lot going on in this world right now. There's uprising happening in finally in England because apparently they have been taken over by the Muslim community. They want to implant. They have courts there that goes on Sharia law. A
Yep.
lot of mayors there. The London mayor is Muslim, so they've been slowly taken over, and the people there finally are rising up. And today, right now, as we speak, there's protest in Ireland.
Mm.
I think it was organized by Conor McGregor for the Patriots, Irish Patriots, to go on the street. And there's a lot of people on the street. It's going good.
I've seen videos with Conor McGregor, but I don't know. I don't trust that. Creeps me out for some reason. I don't know why, but maybe
Well,
that's a good thing.
well, he's a bit cocky and arrogant, but he has the right, plan for Ireland. Ireland is being also taken over by the immigrants. They have whole Europe have immigrants problem right now.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh,
so that
Canada
he
too.
said,
Canada, U.S. Everybody does really in the Western world.
yes. So you see, it's a global problem, global plan,
Yeah.
sponsored by George Soros. He's behind it. They started with the invasion in 2012, 13, that the people of George Soros were handing brochure to the
Yeah.
migrants to which country they can go and get benefits. They were being guided. Yeah, those people have other ideologies, so you're gonna put people go against them. So that's divide and conquer. That's their plan.
Sorry, I was checking settings here.
That's all good. And today, the girl also that accused Prince Andrew, they say she died by suicide. So, yeah.
Didn't she
Uh,
get hit by a bus and they said she was going to die in 4 days with kidney?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, but she didn't. She survived and died today or was yesterday. She
And
died.
committed
So,
suicide, did she?
yeah.
What'd
So
she
that's
do?
what they
Hang
say,
herself and
suicide.
shoot herself in the back of the head like the Clinton suicides? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And
You
then
see
throw the
that,
gun 500 meters away?
yeah. You see, those
Yeah, I'm
people
buying
are
it.
still active. They're still active. And nobody's going to believe it's suicide.
No, no, no. We don't trust you guys anymore.
No.
Sorry. You're past the trust stage. Everything you say, we have to consider could be a lie. Absolutely. No. I don't. One
Yeah.
second.
Hey, Mary Wins of the Hook, Ken Domi, everybody in the chat, blessings. Hope you all are doing good. Stay strong. The world is going through a transformation. A lot of things of the past is going to be coming out this year. I think we're going to be seeing few arrests fall. We have to see a lot of arrests this year. A lot of people going to be taken away this year.
Yeah, people are getting impatient about that. Especially in the U.S. With Doge and that, because they've pretty much claimed that they've put the evidence on the desk. That there is corruption and RICO cases, but so far, nothing really
Well,
big.
they arrested two judges. Two judges were arrested that were helping with the migrants.
Hmm.
So, I have the change is going to start happening. Big change in May. In May, the energy is ripe for that, for big changes. It's
Yeah,
in
I
May.
hope these judges are just like the beginning rounds of um, because they claim all those presidential pardons are pretty much fake. They've all been signed with auto pen, and so those are really null and void. And when it comes to crimes against humanity, it doesn't really apply anyway. Yeah, I know. Justice is slow.
Yeah, yeah, slow and steady.
Mm,
I'm just saying. I say to everybody, watch May. Watch what is going to be happening
yeah,
May, because I know the court case of P Diddy, which is also involved with all them people. The same people that went to his party went to the island,
yeah,
and his court case is going to come also in May. I think it's 5th of May. So we'll see.
yeah. I keep finding everything a case of hurry up and wait. If not, the judiciary system being used completely backwards. Like we've still got crazy stuff in Canada, like people in jail for defending their children. Our
Oh,
Tamara Lynch
really?
is going to jail. Yeah, like this is not going good in Canada at all. Like there is nothing good going on here. We have an election happening on Monday. That's probably going to be rigged for Mark Carney, a globalist banker. So yeah, this is,
Well,
maybe,
yeah,
maybe there are some good things happening in the States. A couple of judges isn't much, but it's something. But wow.
no more is going to become. I know the numbers never lie. I'm telling you, big things are going to be happening. And as is for Canada, I've looked into the numbers of the Pierre Polivier, and the other guy.
Yeah.
It seems like Pierre is in a 9 personal year. So this year he's ending things. It's not really a year for him to start anything new. So based on that, compared to the other guy, which is in a 1 personal year, I don't think he's gonna succeed, Pierre. The energy is not really with him. But the other guy, that is the globalist, let's say that he win the election, he's not gonna get far because a lot of things of him is gonna come out with his friendship with Ghislaine Maxwell and all that. So I think he's gonna be sitting for a while and then resign.
Well, that would be not ideal, but would be something. Welcome back, Indy. Hopefully your sound. Oh, I do have access to your sound. I can just mute you and change your volume though.
Okay. I had to change browsers. Brave went crazy after uploaded an avatar picture. Didn't like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't like some things, eh?
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. I mean, it locked my whole phone up. I had to restart, and it said system
Wow.
UI, yeah, user interface. So it went deep.
Wow.
Stop
Okay.
responding. Yeah, it locked my whole phone up. I couldn't even turn it off for a bit.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's working now. Sound is
Okay.
pretty good.
Cool.
I'll put your volume up a little bit. You're a little low.
It-
So you're saying that the Liberals are going to win in Canada, which means that we're going to go down the same road. This guy is
No, but that's the thing. This year is the energy also for Canada that there's a possibility that one of the province can break out from
Well,
Canada.
yeah,
That
Alberta.
that would, if that happened, it would be in November, October, around that time, those months.
Yeah. I don't want either of those guys to win, Polyev or Carney. They're both actually globalists. Polyev's a globalist in disguise. He's a climate change activist.
Oh, really?
So yeah, even though he's different on a lot of other issues like gender and gas and stuff, we're quite used to the conservatives promising something and not doing it. So
But you
either one
mentioned,
would be globalists. It's really, yeah.
sorry, Max, you did mention there was another guy that he
Oh, a
he didn't
possible
think
shit disturber. Yeah, we might have.
he didn't.
He might get a seat, which would be good. If he can get one person in Parliament, he can cause a lot of shit.
Well, you know where you have to, for who you have to vote.
Yeah. He also could be compromised as well, although it seems less likely. But anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It
well, we
sounds
have
like the guy we got, the Thomas Massey. I don't know if you've kept up with him, but Trump, he's the one that pointed out he's the only one that doesn't have an APEC handler. And somehow him and Trump got tangled into it. And Trump was, he tells the story like a Trump representative called Thomas Massey, and he said he finally returned his phone call, and Trump was like, he said yelling at him for 3 minutes about he's going to support his challenger in the primary, and you're going to lose. And you know how Trump does. That's what he was describing, that
Thomas Massey is like the only one that seems like might be a true outsider. Like not Rand Paul,
Mhm.
he's a fake, you know,
Yeah.
but Thomas Massey, he's the
I
only
agree.
one. So it seems like they always got to have at least one,
Oh, wow.
you know.
Let's check.
And which state are you in the group?
I'm in Louisiana. Thomas Massey is Kentucky, I believe.
But you there, I look at Louisiana. You have I think a Republican governor. He passed a law to castrate pedophiles.
Nice, Scotty.
Yeah, he's a
That's good.
weirdo though.
He's a weirdo. But
Yeah, he was trying to pass a few things. My buddy told me about it because I don't pay that much attention to the local politics. But he said that the governor like proposed like 4 or 5 things that he was trying to push through, and
Mhm.
the people here, the Republican base, was pushing back, saying, "Nah, bro, that's a little too far." So there is a little pushback, and I've been hearing because they've been pushing the digital ID pretty hard here. That Kristi Noem, Homeland Security, they definitely pushing that, and has been some pushback. There are a lot of people that are at least saying something about that. So I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but they're making moves. I think they're trying to really do this financial crash and switch over to digital. I think that's what they're working on.
yeah, but I think they're gonna have strong pushback. They're not gonna succeed with that. You know, people cash is king, because in Europe they wanted to push that too. In the Netherlands, to go fully digital by
Mhm.
October or November, but now the Netherlands said no, we're gonna stay with cash. So
Yeah.
they've been
Projections
having.
say that digital dollars, whether it's crypto or CBDCs, will last about 3 months before people get sick of it. And a lot of people
Yeah.
won't be able to use it. And so it'll
Yeah.
shut people out, and they'll have too many people complaining. Apparently, it just won't work. And who wants adjustable dollars? Even if it's crypto, when you put it in, it's worth a certain amount. But when you take it out and compare it back to dollars, it could change up or down.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. And oh yeah, you know, the Tennessee was the first state to like pass a law to ban chemtrails. You know what was the second one that's passing it is Florida.
I heard that. Yeah. I'm really happy to hear that. They're going to get the that's I don't know what they're going to do about that, because they like that nanotech for surveillance and communications. So we'll see what they do. It could be that they're running out of money. Up here, we've had a couple of clear days in the past couple of weeks without a lot of chemtrailing, and that's so rare, absolutely rare. So
Oh, but that's a good sign.
yeah, Bill Gates apparently stepped out of the climate business anyways, so they probably put somebody else in charge of it.
Well, you saw in the UK, they were openly saying that they're starting localized experiments for dimming the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people, that Dr. John Campbell, I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's been talking about the C word over the past few years.
Mhm.
He's got 3 million subs, but he made a video yesterday talking about the sun thing specifically. So, you know, people are noticing and saying something, you know, at least.
Yeah, the problem is, like, if they keep it low altitude, it doesn't do much. If they start doing high altitude stratospheric aerosol injections, they stick around for a long time. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping they don't start doing that, because they will change our climate then for permanently. Could be,
Yeah, we've been having fake weather here, and it's been like, it was sunny this morning. I thought it was gonna be a good day all day, and it's already like clouded over. Looks like it might rain any second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's been like that every day.
All right. Well, let's continue with the video for a moment. Oh yeah, I was going to say that one guy that Maxime Bernier is his name. he apparently doesn't have any. Well, he's not rich, and he doesn't have any handlers. So we'll see.
1995, and stop playing stupid. Stop pretending that they're not using way more than biometrics, bioanalytics. Oh, hell no. That is not what they're using. Pentagon Law of War Manual, DODD 3009. I can hit the net on the dog's ass. Where are those
They can.
300,000 children? I have no idea. Somebody call Anthony Rubin. He's going to get some geospatial data with a phone. And we're going to use that instead of using any of our actual signature reduction since 2011 resources, because then we can just continue to sit here and use those resources against the American public, force them into precision AI healthcare, the Real ID, the Cove W ban, and play stupid the whole way. Oh, we've got to have everybody connected because we're just so dumb. We can't find the migrants. Oh, what are we doing? That says 2012. Ask any doctor. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
She just said it, and it's absolutely true. They can find a gnat on a person's ass if they wanted to.
Incredibly convenient, isn't it? Wonder what they're into. Wonder what your side hustle is.
With options details to help us determine if this is our subject. To search by face, let's say we have an image of the subject. We can source this from a surveillance integration or by manually uploading an image. Using face search, we can find the exact person who matches the face of our subject. Let's say our subject is suspected of committing a crime last night. We can use the AI chat to see where he was at the time of the crime. The chat will respond and show us the exact location on the map. Let's say we have a crime report that tells us the suspect fled the scene at 9:30. Let's use the timeline tool to go to exactly 9:30. We can see that it matches the report. He's leaving the bar. Let's see where he is right now by using the timeline tool to go back to live. We can use the chat to automate the next steps, such as requesting an arrest warrant and sending units to the area once we receive it. The chat will automatically create an action plan and execute the plan for you as soon as you give the approval. It'll notify the relevant parties, execute according to your department's protocol, and custom integrations with your current services, allowing you to keep your jurisdiction safe and secure right from the palm of your hand.
Excuse me.
No.
How is the AI chat app able to do that? Did you put machine learning algorithms on?
So they can find anybody, anywhere. This is a police app that they could use to track, trace people. It's ridiculous.
Good. Well, no more need for Amber Alerts then, right?
No, there really aren't. No, we should never have an Amber Alert.
But
Yeah.
Every
isn't
American-
Amber Alert also corrupt? It's also
Yes.
linked with
Oh
some
yeah,
people.
the person running it in the U.S. is a known chomo, apparently.
Laura Silsby.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. Missing any kids? She's not interested in finding them.
No, because
case and everywhere, because they do that. They put these people who want this stuff to happen in these positions, right? And then they
Yeah,
don't
and you
tell
know
us
what I
they're
find
capable of. Go ahead.
about this Amber Alert thing? Like, I've been in this spot for 5 years now, and it's out in the country. You know, it's not overly populated, but since I've been here, I think I've gotten less than 5 Amber Alerts. And
Oh, yeah.
one time I got like 2 very close together. But okay, if I'm a thinking man, I have to say, well, is this child abduction thing like randomly happening as often as they tell us it's happening? It's like, well, it seems like the children getting abducted is allowable. You know what I mean? It's not just a stepfather or a father taking his kids and running away from his mother or whatever, you know, which is usually the case with these Amber Alerts around here. It's a dad that leaves the house with the kids and child support and that kind of thing, you know, domestic issues. But
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
the child trafficking, it goes deep. I don't know how deep they're gonna go, because it goes as deep that they exchange people, children with extraterrestrial for technology and shit. It goes that far. It's intergalactic human trafficking.
It could. Yeah.
No, it is. That's how far. That's how deep it goes. That I know. But people are waking up to the surface plane of it. I think it is thanks to the movie that they made, Sound of Freedom, that has wakened a lot of people up to the problem with child trafficking.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen. There should be no Amber Alerts ever because they know where everybody is.
How many children go missing in the U.S. alone each year without
They
a
say
trace?
800,000, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
You know,
Then that's only in U.S.
and there is no reason for it, at least since 95 when the W band came along and they started transmitting through us. They knew where everybody was. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and all this stuff about security and law enforcement, blah, blah, blah. I haven't checked the crime statistics per se, probably the last 10 years, but I know it like peaked in like 1990, like the stats were really high. But ever since then, there had been a gradual decline in the overall crime rate. But yet, law enforcement and all this need for more high tech and more this and that, police this and that, steadily rises.
Oh, bigger guns, bigger vehicles, you know, better body armor. They don't need that at all.
Yeah.
You
Got a
know
fleet
this.
of-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say at our little local police department, which I'm sure they claim it's for like if there's ever a natural disaster, but they got a fleet of military Hummers over. They got 5 of them just sitting there.
Yeah.
And we got like 4 patrol officers in the whole parish or county.
Oh my God.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. Yeah. They are
You know,
vampires.
you know, there's one country in Europe that didn't have no terrorist attack. You know which country it is?
Yep. Hungary,
Mm,
wasn't it?
Germany?
no. Oh, Germany. They're having big
They
problems
did
there
have
with the
something.
migrants. No, there's
Yeah.
one country that fought against immigration.
Switzerland, right?
No, it's an
No.
Eastern European
Okay.
country.
Okay.
I'm
No,
sure.
it's not Switzerland. I think Switzerland, the people there having problems there too. And in Austria, they're also having problems.
Romania.
Poland?
No, yeah,
Romania's-
Poland.
Oh,
It's
Poland.
Poland.
Okay.
Yeah,
was close.
yeah, they're very strong at the border because a lot of
Mhm.
people from Middle East wants to come there, you know, and they didn't have no terrorist attack, and the other European countries want to lecture them. Well, the prime minister there lecture went all out on the in the EU meeting. And and tell them, we are not going to be following your rules. Look, all your country have big problems. We don't have no single problem. So he's standing on point, and he's also a Life Path 4, which is all about law and order. Same with Trump, Life Path 4. Same with the Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgia Meloni. She went to talk with Trump, and they're agreeing. They're on the same wavelength. It's because she is also a Life Path 4. Same with the president of Argentina that released documents of Hitler escaping Germany to Argentina. Well, he's a 22. He's like a 4 on steroids. So all of them that are cooperating and working for the country are Life Path 4. They're very law and order based people, very structured. Yeah. So I think you need a leader. And the one in El Salvador, where they say he's a dictator, he's a Life Path 5. He's a freedom fighter. And that country had the biggest, I think it was the most people killing there in the Western world. But now it's one of the safest in the Western world. He jailed all them people there.
Yeah, here's another thing. Why do we need walls anywhere? Why do you need a border wall? If they know where everybody is, if they can see you coming, they don't need a wall. They just stop you. A wall is a good idea, but it's not even needed. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's the thing.
What good
Well,
is it? They know when you're coming. All they have to do is have Border Patrol ready, and they can just
oh yeah,
use that app and go, "Oh, who's that new person coming down there?" Because you can zoom in and zoom out. No big deal. So they can just sit there and see who's coming through the desert from
but do
miles
they
and
have
miles and
sufficient?
miles away.
Uh, uh, uh,
Even
do they have
100 miles away, it
sufficient?
wouldn't matter.
But do they have sufficient people to handle that? If like 1 million people come at once, would they be able to handle it? I don't think the U.S.
No.
is gonna shoot them like they do in Poland. In Poland, they shoot at them people.
Yeah, they could just set up active denial systems. Pretty
If
easy.
then you have to bring the military in.
Yeah. Well, no, you just have to set up posts with 10G or 5G. Even 3G will actually work for active denial. It's not that complex of a technology. They just burn your skin and you run the other way.
Mm,
It's very
yes,
easy.
no, you're right.
Yeah.
They have frequency weapon. They used one last that was caught on camera in Serbia.
Yeah.
Serbia, they had a protest and they shoot a frequency
You see
weapon. You
those
see the
people
whole.
run like mice? Oh my
Yes.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, so they can use that. I
Yep.
know in the Occupy Wall Street in 2012 in New York, they also use a frequency weapon there on the protesters. And
Yep,
they have weapon too in the protest that they shut down the signal that you cannot record or your phone is not gonna work. They have done that too at protest.
No, total control and surveillance is what they're after. Surveillance and control. So they've done that. They're at that point now where they have total surveillance and control. If they had to turn a satellite like laser on somebody, they could do that. It'd take a look,
Oh yeah,
with
the
these new
TI.
integrated systems, they could
The
just
TI.
fry people in the desert. Wouldn't be anything,
They've been doing that for years. They call it TI, target individual. There was one girl, Dr. Catherine. She was working at the CERN, but she saw they're not doing good things there. She jumped out, and
Yeah.
they were attacking her. And she had a YouTube account, but when she was getting information out, you see her sitting in a room with oil foil around in the wall to protect against the frequency.
Yeah, CERN has a lot to do with the human mind. More than people know. They think it's a smash or particles or a portal. It is a portal, but the portal is into you.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it's doing. Hi, Pamela. Good to see you. Sound weapons, yeah. Sound weapons, radiation weapons. They got it all, And,
Oh yeah.
Turning people back at the border, easy as peasy. Frying them from space, easy peasy. You can see them from 100 miles away coming if you wanted. However big the desert is, you can track that entire desert and see if anybody's coming through.
You see
Can
that
citizen
Sorry.
that means, for example, because like why the people of the Mexico, Central America are, but let's say Mexico are coming to the U.S. is because Mexico is not good. So they have to fix Mexico so the people stay there and thrive there. They have a big problem there with the cartels.
Yeah.
And the cartels work with the government. They're wanting to collide with each other. So that has to be eliminated first.
Oh my
And
God,
then
how easy is that too?
yeah,
Because they
I
know
think-
where every one of them are. They can find them individually, take them all out. No problem.
I think they would like to force everybody into America, and they'd like to use Mexico as their little playground.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Because
And they'll let
there's a
them.
lot of big Mormon collections, compounds, and I've been looking into this Mormon thing more recently, and they are very, very tied into a lot of this. What's going on? The
Mormons?
DNA, Mormons, yes.
Hmm.
Mitt Romney was a Mormon, and the things that he was pushing while he was on the political stage definitely falls right in line with all this. You know that the Mormons were heavily steeped in Ancestry.com. They're really obsessed with DNA.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know that. I haven't looked into Mormon. I think Mormon and Scientology and Islam are like bullshit. You know?
Yeah, well, definitely the Mormon religion and Scientology, those are definitely created out of thin air. I mean, from the 1800s,
Yeah.
you know, based on their own little doctrine. And one guy had a vision, and then you got this whole, you know, cult out of it. So it's really amazing. People are never question it, you know. Well, it's just other Christians.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any activity like gang activity that's allowed, because that's basically what it is. Everything is either allowed or not, because they have the capability to change that, right? So it's ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous. They're lying to us. They've been lying to us for years. Missing people. What a bullshit story. People happening to sneak into our country. What a bullshit story. It's all bullshit.
Well, America has been invaded. I got information that in each American state they have cartel members. So Trump has a big job on his hand to get rid of them people.
Yeah. Well, if he's been, he knows about the technology. He has to. He signed 5G into existence, which is a tracking, enabling the the Internet of Medical Things. So tracking every human being. So he signed that in. He's got to know it exists. If he doesn't, hopefully soon he will.
What he made a comment about, you know, he was kind of just talking noise on the world stage, but he said, you know, we basically have weapons that people can't even imagine. So I'm sure he's been told, you know, if him at face value is like just being kind of like, you know, smart as to know even what we see, and he's just relying on what being told by all these people around him. Probably like, yeah, we could take Russia.
Your mic's a little glitchy. Got a little scratch in it.
Okay. Alex was popping earlier, but how is it now? Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder who knows what's being done to the American people, quote unquote.
Okay. Well, I do know that the U.S. or the U.S. government, the government behind the government, MJ13 or 12, what do you call them? They do have technology that is far advanced that what they portraying. I know one guy, the head of the Lockheed Martin, he said that they have technology to bring ETs home, but it would take an act of God to get those technology out to benefit the humankind. So they're
time travel machines and stuff, but I don't know if that's true.
Oh yeah, I heard they do have that, and we know about the Looking Glass. They have Stargate too, that they go planet to planet. That's easier for traveling. Stargate, their natural Stargate, and it's something they built.
Well, I don't think ET should be coming quote home here. If they're not here, it's, you know,
they're already here. They're already here.
At the moment, I still believe more in augmented humans instead of ETs, and like people that live underground. I'm not so ETs, but there could be a mix of it. You know, I think they're going to try to fool us with augmented humans. because they'll look like ETs.
Well, you have different civilizations that live inside of Earth, the inner Earth beings. I don't know exactly how all of them look like, but I know they're different. Some of them are humanoid, some of them are reptilians like, and some of them are like raptors.
Yeah.
Um,
The humanoids
and
that are augmented look like aliens because apparently what it is they augment their brains so that they can control ships and technology with their minds.
oh
So
yes,
it changes what they look like, and they start looking like aliens. That's how come you
oh,
don't see, like when we remote view, we see alien-looking ships and aliens, but then we see military with them almost every time.
oh really?
Yeah,
Do they are the humans? What color of uniform are they wearing?
I forget.
Okay,
Don't know if it actually was told or not. So
because you have
giving you
other than the SSP, which is the Secret Space Program, and is a section of which is called Solar Warden. You have another one that's called the Dark Fleet. That's actually the Nazi and the Draco reptilians working together.
Hmm.
They have a base in Antarctica, on the moon, and on Mars, and they went further. What I heard, what I understand, there was a guy that came out and talked about that because he designed the ships that they use. Uh, uh, I forgot his name, but he wrote a book called "The Ringmakers of Saturn."
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
seen the images too. Pretty convincing. Gigantic ships.
Yes, yes, huge, huge. It's a been there, done that. But I do think we're going to be having communication with ETs from this Earth, from inside of Earth, and from other planets. And I think that's going to be happening. The high point for that to happen will be in 2027, which is going to be an enlightenment year. Well, we'll see.
I hope they pull the fake alien invasion before the real alien invasion. So
You think they're going to pull it off with?
I don't know.
Uh,
Looks like they want war right now. So, but it's still in the cards, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I heard different information on that. So I don't know if it's gonna come through because I heard that they got them technology that they wanted to use
Mhm.
to the projector. They got that on lockdown. So they're not able to do that. No, I don't know if that's for sure because I only heard it from one source, you know.
Mhm.
So we have to see. But I know there's more UFO activities. I know more and more is going to be start happening because there's a chance that the government, a possibility that the government is going to be forced to disclosure. If they don't want to, they're going to get forced. How? Because we're going to have big appearance happening all over the world at the same time that they cannot reject it. You know, I heard a chance this September we're going to be start seeing big appearances.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet an alien or whatever they are.
Yeah, they're different, you know.
What if they'll have, like, be able to scanners you, blow your mind apart if they don't like you?
Have you heard of the alien that worked in the Pentagon in the 1960s? He's from Venus.
Oh
And
yeah,
he looked human. Not Valtor. Valtor, I think his name is.
I forget. Yeah, I did hear about that guy. Yeah, he's pretty cool. That was a good story.
Yeah, he's still active. He doesn't age. His IQ, you cannot measure his IQ. It's above the charts, what I understand.
Yeah.
And he's like immortal, and he's still active. He's right now active with the what them call it, the Earth Alliance and the Galactic Federation. Yeah, they are the ones that is gonna be pushing for the awakening when the time is right. So yeah, we live in an exciting time. I know this year a lot of shit is gonna be happening, but we have to, keep going because 2026 going up is a lot of new technology is gonna be coming out, new way of living. Yeah, more suppressed things, especially this year, is gonna be coming to the surface.
Yeah. Hi, JG. Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
There's nothing to fear. Yeah. Macron in the middle. Oh, that's Alex. Yeah, your mic was still glitching out there a little bit, Indy.
Sorry, how about sorry? I didn't really say anything, but
Yeah, it does. It gets static.
Do you have a microphone in the groove? Maybe hook up a microphone on it, headset.
I don't have that. All I got is the phone.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
wait. It looks like there's a volume bar. Everything's slow. Hold on. Is this any better?
No, let me try something. Let me try muting and unmuting you.
Okay.
No, I don't think that changed anything.
My phone here, bro. It's bad. I can the thing. Let me mute up.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Uh-oh. The mic was distracting me.
I forgot what I was talking about. Lol. I took a hit. That's why,
Well, yeah, I got my my little spliffs going here, so.
Lol.
Yeah, exciting times. Yeah, I think that was what I was going to say. The more we call out this stuff, like the fake alien invasion, that wars are fake, that you guys are lying to us, you can find anybody anywhere. This missing children thing is bullshit. Like they did the internet of everything. Do you know what that is? Most people don't. That's where they tracked and traced every object above the ground and under the ground. Everything. Everything has a geolocation that they can pull up and find. Everything. For, well, I guess now 20 years or more. It's ridiculous, and they keep lying. They lie by omission. They don't tell us that they can find these people, but yet they have police apps like that lady was showing, or that you can just find people instantly. There's no hiding.
Yeah. Did you do it 50 years ago? 5-0 with the Department
50.
of Defense? Yeah. But you're just so stupid. Man, somebody call that Anthony Rubin guy. I hear he can use his cell phone, and we can try to figure out where the hell everybody went. But we damn sure aren't going to hold our own people accountable. No, can't do that. Again, the Flynn Network is as pure as the wind-driven snow. It's your portals!
Central
Whatever
Command.
you do, don't tell them about that
There you go.
intra-body network or how old it is. That's how your little app here works in the first place. What's a wireless body area network? Well, I don't know.
You just get an app. Anybody.
Amazing,
and they can
isn't
find
it?
you anywhere.
350,000? Was that what he said? We're at 203.
Oh, I hope Indy's trying.
So 450,000, rounding here, come across, 350,000 disappear, but they have a time clock, and these terrible things are going to happen. Oh. Regenerative medicine? Maybe
Then we just can't
human
find them
tissue,
at all,
mass production of human tissue and organs.
Give me a break.
Hello? Human augmentation?
Oh, the
No,
first few
everybody's
hours
just
are
so
critical.
dumb. Call
That's
Anthony
what they tell
Rubin.
you, right? Oh,
We could have called
him in a couple
DHS.
hours.
We
Oh,
could have called the
luck.
biosurveillance, the fusion centers, the various clearances, the FBI, eGuardian, and their InfraGuard, any of it. No,
Right,
Paul
Scotty?
Anthony Rubin.
Our government has vetted the adult sponsor.
Oh, yeah, I remember Jake Helm 15,
This
yeah.
number comes from
Yeah.
Tom Holman on December 14th of 2025. So this is from the top of the food chain. 350,000 of those children we gave to a man, a grown man that our government vetted, and we cannot locate that adult. So when you talk about a child trafficking and pipeline, right? Once a child is delivered into that pipeline and actually makes it across the border where he's delivered to a buyer in America, your audience has
Good
probably seen the
question
movie
there,
Traffic,
Arthur.
right? There's 36 hours. He sets his watch and he's got to find the kid in 36 hours. If he doesn't find the kid in 36 hours, then there's less than a 1% chance he's ever going to see that kid alive again. So that means that once they hit that pipeline, the child's life expectancy goes from 72
That's
years
BS.
to 36 months. So you can assume that
find
from
them
the day that these children were delivered, a time clock started, right? A
By
36-month
their retina, by
expiration
their
date. That
image,
child
by
will most
their
likely
name.
succumb to their illnesses.
You all have a
because they've
digital
been raped to
twin.
death, riddled with STDs, jaws
Even
broken.
those
They
little
don't
kids,
take
they
these
got
kids to the
little
hospital
digital
when they
twins
abuse them and
started
beat
when
them
they were
up.
born.
And then they just succumb to their illnesses, and when they can't turn them out for tricks anymore, you know exactly what they do with them, Alex. They harvest their organs. So that means that because this administration didn't kick in doors day one, right? Day one, we should have had policies in place to go rescue these children. And I'm not giving Trump a hard time. I'm just trying to make this so obvious so that he does see what a major issue this is. 21,575 children could have been rescued and saved that have now hit their expiration date. And these are FBI statistics. These are HHS's number. 21,570 migrant children have potentially been raped to death that could have been saved. But because of the inactions of RFK, Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, and the Trump administration not making this the number one top
You were
priority,
being
we didn't bring
distracted
those
again.
children
Oh,
home.
look,
And you know, just like I
do it
do,
through the
Anthony
Amber
Rubin
Alert.
was
You
able
can
to go
do it
get
through your
addresses and
phone.
find
No,
these
you can do it
children.
through our
We have the
body.
geolocation data of every cell phone that was used for a month. The people that received these children were in communication with HHS for at least 2 weeks. So we have their geolocation data at least from that 2-week period. Every movement that these people received a child, we have their geolocation data. We know where we were supposed to be delivering these children to. We have an idea of where these children might be. And we need the teams and resources and
You
the
have an
full weight
idea.
of the FBI to come down and
Government knows
absolutely
exactly where
crush
they
this
are.
network. Because every day that we don't, Alex,
This is Alex Jones.
350,000 divided by 1,460 days means that
Say
on
the name too
average,
loudly.
our government was delivering 240 children per day into this network of pedophiles. You had showed the last month of the Biden administration there, it was 5,131. That means that month, the last month of the Biden administration, we were delivering 179 children per day to an adult without doing a DNA testing, without doing any background checks, or properly making sure that this child was safe.
But we have binders. We're waiting to find out what happened to Epstein. We're more interested in Diddy and Oprah because that's going to do something to all these NGOs making money doing what they do. It's a bigger problem.
Okay.
And this problem ain't new. As I showed yesterday, even though it got borked, next day after this is Kathy O'Brien again to traumatize everybody. Oh, Gerald Ford and all these people, and it's MK Ultra. No, it's the Wireless Body Area Network, Kathy. You're the only one allowed to speak. Remember? You and maybe Jesse Shaboter. But the rest of us out here, with our aerospace family, secret squirrels, and all the rest of it, oh my God, you're crazy. Amazing. Every targeted individual was crazy.
Come back, Indy.
What'd they do to that poor guy that Catherine Herridge trotted out on, what was it, CBS News on Tuesday? He was hit in the head with a directed energy weapon in 1996. So they let him brain rot until he separated from his wife in assisted living. And then the government says, well, yeah,
I'll be back
you
in 1
know,
second, okay?
what happened to you
Video
is we don't know.
play.
It's an anomalous health incident.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to your country. PDF files, pedophiles. They get elevated. They get status. They walk free. Our children are watching that every day. They know. You don't tell on the pedophiles. You'll lose your whole life. You'll be homeless in your car.
And fuck them pedophiles.
This to me is so obvious and egregious in every direction. There's
They're
no
not gonna be
excuse
walking
for
free.
this other than one: business, money. This is about money.
Yeah, for sure.
Against American citizens, is that correct?
This year is going to be judgment year for them.
Of these anomalous health incidents. I spoke to one the other day, just yesterday, who said, I thought that was debunked. Like Havana syndrome, where our citizens are claiming very serious medical conditions following perceived attacks. And after hearing your testimonies, it sounds like all three of you believe that these are hostile actions orchestrated by our adversaries against and have very low
secure setting and provide answers to our findings.
Guys, if your assessments here are correct, these are very covert weapons, aren't they? They don't leave behind bomb fragments, bullet holes, etc. They could absolutely be used by our adversaries and have very low levels of, very easy to deny that they were even there, that they were used. Is that correct?
That's correct. There's no entry or exit wound. How they're designed is to make the target feel like they're crazy, like they're imagining things, especially on the low duration, the low intensity, long duration hits.
Just cause a little Parkinson's. You ate too much butter. You had a heart attack. Terahertz bullet to the intracardiac network. Yeah. Now it's the Internet of Medical Things, precision AI healthcare under the skin since 1995 because they love you. They love you so much that you just sit, just wait. The white hats. Total BS. Watching you do Q puzzles, laughing their ass off. Making lots of money.
So that means 179 children, even on Trump's first month in office, were getting delivered into this network. And those children that got delivered on Trump's first day, the 179, you can set the stock clock to their life. In 36 months, they will expire. And if we don't save them in the first weeks, you know, just like I do, Alex, the damage that's done to that poor little child that's chained in the basement and raped 7 to 10 times a day. And then at the end of the night, when the man comes and throws her plate of food on the floor, he rapes her, and then he puts a cigarette butt out on her arm. Every single night when they rescued this poor little girl, her arms, Alex, were covered in scars. And when they asked the scumbag why he did that, you want to know what he said? He said, in case you ever saved her or she ever escaped, I wanted that poor little girl to be reminded of how I savagely raped her every night. And that's the type of people that these children are getting delivered to. That's a real story. That girl was rescued by a gentleman named Basil Baz. And I mean, I could go on and on, Alex, but we need people like you to put this on their radar.
No, look, it's Satanism. They want to hurt the child. It's I mean, and imagine how big this network is.
350,000, Alex.
And you know, the Border Patrol estimates it's really 1 million.
Oh, I have no doubt. So the network, right? Our government built this network with Mayorkas and Xavier Becerra and Robin Merkos. But the network...
And where did we see Mayorkas? On the stage at DEF CON. What are your nerds doing on the side with their black box hacking? Even Greg Reese from the InfoWars, 30 grand for a jump drive of what? Somebody's DNA. And then they're logging in. How would they get the software? The jump drive. But the software is really old.
Yeah.
Let me show you how old it is. 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, 4 years ago, 4 years ago. Here's the one I was showing earlier from a year ago. Are you a vehicular, ad hoc?
So
on the
4 years
fly?
ago, they
9
were
years
testing
ago.
6 feet apart.
Cloud-based W-band in a cute little cartoon 10 years ago. 7 years ago. Purdue University 6 years ago. Okay? 7 years ago for medical health care showing a nursery.
So what does she believe? She believes that they should use the technology to track the children and are not doing that because Trump administration is also involved, although he signed the Human Trafficking Act. He's the only one doing something about it.
Well, if he wants to, he could use the systems that they have to find these children, and it's not happening.
So who controls those systems?
They're controlled by pretty much every Secret Service system out there. NIH. It goes all over the spectrum. Police, hospitals, government, everybody. They all have access to this system.
Okay. And they can be used it to track children, but they're not doing it. Interesting.
Right? Because they want the public.
I
They
know
want the
that.
public stupid about these systems, so that they can continue to do what they're doing.
Interesting. And this is an old technology, and they have. I'm pretty sure they would have a new one, a better version
Oh
of this.
yeah, way better.
But
They're tracking your brain waves at this point. Yeah.
huh. Well, I can say with the human trafficking, I've talked with different people. One that was in the military itself, and other psychics, and they saw children being rescued, a lot of children being rescued. The one in New York, Central Park, under there was a tunnel to go to underground, the dumps, deep underground military bases. And they rescue a lot of them. Saw different sources, people that I check out, and they all said the same. And also with the military person that was involved in that. So I know behind the scenes a lot is happening, but yeah, you're not seeing that on the news. But
like
I'm
they're
telling
not.
you, it's
You
gonna
saw
come.
the phone app, right?
What phone
The
app?
phone app that tracks everybody. They have that.
I don't know about that app. I know they
showed it
can
to you
track
on
you
this
just by
video.
the phone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
But they have an app for that. But do they have just technology to just enter into your phone without the app? I'm pretty sure they have that. They don't need the app.
No. This is just to track you. It tracks everybody. And the police, the hospital, government all have it.
Okay.
They can find anybody anywhere at any time. All they have to do is put in your picture or your name, and it'll find you.
It would track you down. Would
And
just through the phone.
Just through your phone. You don't need the other person's phone. That's not necessary.
I know the iPhones are like taking photo of the person each 10 seconds. It takes a
most
picture.
phones do that now. Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, damn.
No, really, seriously, there is nobody that is not tracked every second of the day. They know your heart rate, they know where you are, they know your facial expressions.
But is that against the law?
No, it's part of national security.
Oh yeah, they put it on the deck.
For cybersecurity, because the most secure source or the most secure thing to use for data transfer is us. People. So they use people to transmit data in short hops, because the best way to do it is in little tiny hops, right? A whole bunch of them. So you do it that way. So you don't need a device to transmit and receive data. They don't need a phone to find you because of that. So why aren't they finding these people?
Good question. I don't know what's their plan on that, because that's the surface one. I know they're taking care of the underground human trafficking that's happening around the world. I didn't know the underground cave were it was bigger than I thought. The whole system underground runs through Alaska, Canada, whole US, South America, Central America, and even in Europe. A lot of underground bases there. So it's bigger than they thought. Let me put it that way. The network. So yeah, it's taking more time to do cleanup, but I'm expecting this year arrests to fall, a lot of arrests to fall this year, and things of that human trafficking to come
I
forward.
think it was just up here.
So we'll see.
Okay.
Because I know in Canada they also had problem there with the indigenous people there, the native people there. They also have disappearance there. There's a big problem also in Canada with the natives there, the women and children disappearing. So yeah, it's a worldwide thing, you know.
Well, yeah, they're using their systems, right? They're practicing with their systems. They know where these people are. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that we have to believe their Amber Alert things, that we have to, believe this 36-hour window when you can track somebody. They can track you before a crime and see where you were before it or after it, you know?
What, through the satellite?
Through
Through the satellite?
there's all kinds of systems trained on you right now. There's like 20, 30 different systems that are trained on watching you. It's not through one system. Through Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, your towers, your satellites, planes, cars, other people. Everything is set up in a big network mesh.
Well, damn.
Everything. Everyone, every person, every animal. To a satellite, you send out like a beacon. Everybody does. Every animal. We're little antennas.
Oh yeah, no, but with the satellite, for example,
That's
with the
just a
children,
satellite.
they can track where the car went,
They're using
they
the
can
cat
see.
beside me to geolocate me, and the Wi-Fi, and the the towers, and the stuff, the technology beside me in other people's apartments, and they're tracking them.
Oh yeah, I saw
Imagine a big
in
mesh that
Batman.
moves around, right? And it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like that, and it's all connected all the time. Every second of the day,
Yeah,
you're
I'm
connected
pretty.
to that mesh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have different technology too. Because in the movie Batman, I saw they using sonar from the phone, and it can make a 3D dimensional of every person everywhere they are. A 3D, you see a 3D in frequency of
Yeah.
the place.
Yep.
You,
Yeah, that
yeah.
type of technology
So
is pretty old. Yeah. They used to collect your brain waves with old telephone wires from the very first telephones introduced. And so they've been doing this for a long, long time.
I'm pretty sure we can overcome it because they're running in fear right now.
Well,
That's
their
why
biggest fear is
have.
exposure. That's their biggest fear.
Well, that's happening right now.
Yeah.
So
Well, this is part of it, right? This is why we talk about this stuff, because they need to be exposed. That they have this technology.
Yes.
They have simple apps they can use to track everybody everywhere with a DigiTwin. Don't need you to have a phone. Don't need you to have any nanotech in you. Nothing. Don't need it. They do it just by your biofield and everything else around you. And not one single system. There's no single system that's going to find you or anything. It's all of them, all the time. So why aren't we finding children? Why aren't we finding criminals? Why haven't we rounded up the gang members? It's
I don't know.
Why aren't they telling us that they're
I don't
using
know.
this type of a system to find them? And here are all the people.
This should make this system should
There
make
you
their
go.
job much
Yeah,
easier.
that was just human recognition radar there. Did you see the images flashing by? That's what they have all the time on you. Is your movement constantly. If you move, they see it. They see this. It'll show up on their radar because those radar systems are always on, and the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth.
So, John, you're saying that the police has this technology?
Yeah.
The police, the American police, for
Yeah, whether
example.
they're letting them use it or not, I don't know. But there was the app for you.
That is an
Yeah.
app
I'm just,
or
it's a
software.
3-hour video. I'm trying to find where they showed the app. But yeah, there's an app
Oh.
for it.
Oh.
No
Yeah, I
kidding.
don't know. I don't know. I cannot answer why they're not
Exactly.
using it. This should make
Exactly.
the job much easier,
Yeah.
to finding the. They're doing a caveman way if they have this technology.
Well, yeah. They're
So
lying about this technology. They're not bringing this out and saying we can find everybody everywhere because they don't want people to know that they're all being tracked and traced every moment of the day.
didn't Edward Snowden expose that supposedly?
Well, yeah,
Most
but
conspiracy.
did anybody take it seriously? Did anybody delve into it? Some people did, but
The conspiracy theorists already knew. For some people,
well,
was
there
a
are people
shock.
that still
But
think
yeah,
there
no,
are people out there that think, oh, if I don't have nanotech in me, I'm fine. If I don't have any technology, I'm fine. If I run off to the woods, I'm fine. No, that's not how it works. You can't go anywhere they can't find you. There's nowhere to go. And thinking that you don't have to, I don't carry a phone, so I'm not connected. No, it doesn't work that way either. Oh, I don't have any nanotech in me. I cleanse and I get it all out of me. That doesn't matter either because you don't need the nanotech in you to be connected. They use your blood, bone, and tissue. Yeah.
oh,
Here it is.
well,
Coming up.
I know. But I know for everything we can overcome. All what they push, we can overcome to the frequency. Everything is frequency, so we can.
Well, you
counter it.
can to some extent, but well, the only way to overcome this is to take control of it and have people know about it and change the way they're using it. Because as it sits now, they have a bunch of weapon systems pointed at you.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. They
So,
weaponize everything.
those weapon systems need to be changed out for communication systems, right?
You know what? It is? Oh, yeah, that also. We need to know where the headquarters is. Where is the frequency coming from? But if it's an app, then everybody can use it.
It's decentralized. It's not coming from one place.
Yeah, that's a problem there. If it was coming from one place,
No.
then you can just burn the place down,
No, that's not the way it works either, unfortunately. No, but people need to know about the technology, understand what's actually happening, right? So that, they can make different choices, not having weapon systems pointed at us all the time, not being tracked and traced every second of the day. People might not want that, right? But that's what they're doing. So, and until people know what's actually happening to them and around them, they'll never want to change, right?
That's the thing, no? Some people do care, but a lot of people don't care.
Well, a lot of people know that they're being tracked by their phones, they think, right? And that doesn't bother them. They still think, I can put my phone down and that I'm not. And that's unfortunately not the way it works. And that's what I want people to know, right? Get past this, the technology is separate from me, because it's not at this moment. The technology is integrated with you already. You're being used for data transfer every minute of every day. You're being tracked, not only tracked and traced, they're sending data through your body.
To the nano
No,
particles?
just for communications, sending different data packets. The shipping place down the road has its inventory it wants to ship off somewhere, or you and I, we send a little or a message to somebody. Well, that goes through people. Like Messenger, Google, all of it. It all the internet goes through you and me. It doesn't just go from your computer to Bluetooth or your computer to the cell tower. No, that's not what happens. It goes through you and a bunch of other people because you're the best antenna. You're better than Wi-Fi. You can transmit at 5G. So that's how 5G makes it into the middle of a neighborhood when they only have emitters on the outside, because they use all the people, cars, devices, computers, all of it in a mesh, and that signal goes through, weaves its way through the mesh, the network mesh. So does that help you understand how integrated we already are into the system? You can't get out of the system. You're part of it. So why can't they find these children? I have absolutely no idea other than they don't want to.
Well, I wouldn't say they didn't want. I don't know why. If they have their technology, why then? That's a big question mark. I don't know if they have it for sure.
It's here. I'm sorry that I can't convince you of it, but I've already shown the documents over weeks, months.
No, I know that what you're showing me. Yes, it
There it is.
exists.
There
It
it
seems
is.
like it exists for
There it
years,
is. Hold on.
years already.
Hold on. Here you go.
Wow.
Here's the app.
Search by face. Let's say we have an image of the subject. We can source this from a surveillance integration or by manually uploading an image.
Okay, so they can take an image of anybody, put it into this app.
Using face search, we can find the exact person who matches the face of our subject. Let's say our subject is suspected of committing a crime last night. We can use the AI chat to see where he was at the time of the crime. The chat will respond and show us the exact location on the map. Let's say we have a crime report that tells us the suspect fled the scene at 9:30. Let's use the timeline tool to go to exactly 9:30. We can see that it matches the report. He's leaving the bar. Let's see where he is right now by using the timeline tool to go back to live. We can use the chat to automate the next steps, such as requesting an arrest warrant and sending units to the area once we receive it. The chat will automatically create an action plan and execute the plan for you as soon as you give the approval. It'll notify the relevant parties, execute according to your department's protocol, and custom integrations with your current services, allowing you to keep your jurisdiction safe and secure right from the palm of your hand.
Excuse me, how is the AI chat app able to do that? Did you put machine learning?
This is where I started the show.
So it's an AI. So it's an AI.
Yeah. It's an AI program that puts it all together.
Interesting. And this app that all people like, you have to pay to access it. Or you can just access it.
No, you can't access it.
Only the high people. Oh, interesting. So you just put a picture of the person and will trace it.
And now she's going to show us how they do it through the different networks and systems. So again, I ask, why aren't they finding these criminals and missing children?
But that's the thing. You have to have a picture of the criminal. You have to have
There's
a picture.
cameras everywhere. And you don't even need their picture. You can just type in their name. That works as well.
If you have the correct name.
Algorithms on every American citizen.
Well,
Did you do it? 50?
See, there are no unknown humans with this type of a system. You can't have an unknown human. Because as soon as they're in the country, they're connected to the network mesh. And they will be identified by the network because everybody has what's called a MAC address. Okay? Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to be connected with their MAC address immediately.
So what? The MAC address is derived from when you were born?
Everything.
Do you get a MAC address?
Everything that exists has a MAC address. That was in the Internet of Everything. Everything has a MAC address. Every new product, everything.
Oh, product also. So it's not only humans, but
Yeah.
also.
No, everything. Tree,
Okay.
animal, plant. Every spring.
Everything is
Everything.
is
Everything.
coded. Yeah. Okay.
Everything's coded.
And
So no, you know,
yeah,
you're not going to be an unknown human being anywhere. You can't be.
that's their own, let's say, social security number, but
Well,
for
they can
in
connect a
that
social
AI
security number
system,
to it. Sure. You have a you have a
but
you
they
have a
don't need it
digit
because they
you
have
have a
their
digit.
they have their they have their own identification
yeah.
number, which is the
Yeah.
MAC number.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're on a complete new system.
Yeah. Did you see that they had a bird sign there so they can track animals too?
Yeah.
Years ago, 5-0
So
with
basically,
the Department of
See if she
Defense.
shows a little
Yeah.
bit more of it.
But you're just so stupid. Man, somebody call that Anthony Rubin guy. I hear he can use his cell phone, and we can try to figure out where the hell everybody went. But we damn sure aren't going to hold our own people accountable.
Because they can't.
No, can't do that. You know, again, the Flynn Network is as pure as the wind-driven snow. It's your portals! Whatever you do, don't tell them about that intra-body network or how old it is. That's how your little app here works in the first place. What's a wireless body area network? Well, I don't know.
I think that's all she's going to show up the app.
Amazing, isn't it?
You know.
350,000?
Right, Scotty, it's a
Was that what he
fingerprint.
said?
Yeah.
We're at 203. So
Hi,
450,000 rounding
Hi,
here.
Mr.
Come across 350,000 disappear, but they have a time clock, and these terrible
They
things are
are.
going to happen.
Well, just an AI.
Oh. Regenerative medicine, maybe? Human tissue, mass production of human tissue and
Yeah.
organs. Hello? Human augmentation? No, everybody's just so dumb. Call Anthony Rubin. But we could have called DHS. We could have called the biosurveillance, the fusion centers, the various clearances,
up
the
fusion
FBI, eGuardian, and their
Call
InfraGuard.
up the
Any of it.
Call up
No.
the CIA.
Call
Call up
Anthony Rubin.
the call up
Our
the
government
hospitals.
has vetted the adult sponsor and delivered 350,000
no, but if
of these
this
children.
technology
This number
comes
goes from
public
December 14th,
mainstream,
2025, so this is
a lot of business are out. A lot of things are going to be exposed one time, real
Oh, yeah.
fast with this
Well,
technology.
this will be the whole drive too towards AI, right? Because look, AI can stop every crime everywhere.
Wow, well, stop crime. What the AI is going to predict if a person is going
Well,
to do crime. I know
No,
about.
if you have enough drones and enough AI system, you know, enough. Well, they already have enough systems. Just enough drones.
Yeah, I saw somewhere in Asia they're using robot. I think in US too. As police. I think in New York I saw it.
Because
A drone
crimes
dog
would be
and drone.
instantly solved. As soon as you committed a crime, it would be known. With the Doppler radar system, what they used it for first was to detect suspicious activity in human beings. So that's one of their first endeavors. So yeah, they can basically, if you commit a crime, they'll immediately know, or they can.
Yeah, with this system, I'm pretty sure they have another more advanced system also integrated with AI and shit. Maybe see future events like Looking Glass before you do it.
Way more than biometrics, bioanalytics. Oh, hell no. That is not what they're using. Pentagon Law of War Manual, DODD 3009. I can hit the net on the dog's ass. Where are those 300,000 children? I have no idea. Somebody call Anthony Rubin. He's going to get some geospatial data with a phone. And we're going to use that instead of using any of our actual signature reduction since 2011 resources, because then we can just continue to sit here and use those resources against the
important. I
American
hope it
public,
really
force
gets
them
through to
into
people
precision
just
AI
how-
healthcare, the real ID, the
how
Cove
controlled we
W
are,
ban, and
how
play stupid the
tracked
whole
and
way.
traced we are.
Oh, we've got to have everybody connected because we're just so dumb.
Yeah.
We can't find the migrants. Oh, what are we doing? That says 2012.
They
Ask
have the
any
whole
doctor. Oh, I
world
don't know what you're
mapped out.
talking
Or you
about.
can ask a doctor.
Incredibly
They
convenient,
won't
isn't
tell
it?
you.
Wonder what they're into.
They'll lie to you.
Wonder what your side hustle is.
With
Oh, yeah.
options to see more
Yeah.
details to help us determine if this is our subject. To search by face, let's say we have an image of the subject.
Oh, yeah, John.
We can source this from a surveillance
Are you gonna live stream tomorrow? Are you gonna come tomorrow about the same time?
Maybe. I could.
Yeah, let me know.
I could, yeah.
I think I have to
All
go.
right.
And it was awesome. Yeah, I didn't know about this technology, so
Well, I'm glad I
it's,
was able to share that with you. You
something-
know, like really, like people really need to know that how integrated we already are into this system. You know,
Yeah, I understand. I understand
Yeah.
that. And it seems like they can find people with it. I'm pretty sure they have something more advanced, but it's gonna be coming out. And still I'm
well,
not
here it is.
into
It's coming up
where
now, right?
yeah. But I'm not gonna go in fear, on that, But it's awareness is good for people to know. Awareness is
Oh, yeah.
key.
That's what it's
So,
about.
but no fear. There's a great this awakening happening on this planet, so it's
Yeah.
all good. Everything is gonna be exposed. So it's good that you bringing it out. It's very good. You do your
Right
part.
on. Thanks, Alex. Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, I will. Maybe I see you
All right.
tomorrow
Good to have
then.
you, brother.
All right.
Have a good
Take
one.
care. Blessings, everybody.
That was awesome seeing Alex. Cool. What's the reward for calling that in? $10. Yeah. It's out and proud. Nice. If you want to try it again there, Indy, there's the link. I guess it's going to work for some people easy and for some people not. It is a lot to take in, but it is rather simple. It is, but it isn't, right? Just understanding that every system out there, is trained on you. It's watching you, it's not just your phone. It's not nanotech. It's just the system and you're part of it, and that they're plowing data through you, It is, I guess it is a lot to take in because people still think they're separate. I like to think I'm separate too, but unfortunately I know better, right? Smudge break. Oh, something happening. What do we got there? JG. Hey. Welcome to the panel, JG. How you doing? Let's see how it's working for you. No sound. I can see your sound moving. There's sound.
Hello, Max.
How you doing?
Very good.
So, what do you think of the app? Isn't that a cool little app that you can put on your phone? Just find everybody everywhere. Oh, what happened there? Oh, we got Indy back. Awesome.
Check, check.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the
Yeah, that's
surveillance.
good, Indy.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the surveillance either. Like, I've only known about this amount of surveillance for like maybe a year now. Like, I knew I was a targeted individual, or at least that my body doesn't handle what they're doing very well because I was losing my teeth. But about a year ago, I found that Synergy lady. I don't know who it was. I think it might have been Beloved who suggested her. It was somebody in chat that actually introduced me to Synergy, this lady who's speaking right now. And man, the level of technology is just mind-blowing. It's like, and these are systems and technologies that they're not telling us about, but they have to publish papers and documentation for them, so we can see them, but they don't really tell us they have them, What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on the app?
I mean, we're all targeted when you look at the sky and the food, you know, just off top, you know, and without all this deeper, more specific thing. I mean, that's why I have a hard time having faith in this, you know, awakening and this and that and this positive outcome, because it's like, all right, well, they obviously don't like us, you know. I mean,
I'm highly skeptical myself.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd love for that to be the case, right? But
yeah, I think exposure is key to at least even having a chance, you know. So
yeah, I was thinking maybe, you know, we kind of talked about this earlier with like all these documents and this and that.
mhm.
If we could somehow get enough people to make an official on paper presentation to either courthouses, DAs, Congress, whoever, and just put them on notice, put all this information right in front of their face so that they, at the least, they can't claim to be ignorant. You know what I mean?
It is being done. Actually,
Yeah.
there is a lawsuit. I don't think it'll be successful. They'll probably shut it down, like I said before, because of national security, right? They have to use our bodies to transmit data. Otherwise, it's a national security problem.
Well, even that, right? What the reason that they are able to get away with just calling everything national security is because they've created this fear. They had this fear campaign and narrative that we're constantly always under attack, and we just got to ask people, like,
Right.
what's the big threat here? Is the cure worse than the problem? You know what I mean? And I think it is. I don't
Yeah.
feel threatened by other countries. I don't feel threatened by really anything any more so than just walking around in everyday life being a free,
Yeah.
you know, biological being. I feel more. Well, isn't that a famous quote by Reagan? He says something about if the worst thing you could ever hear is somebody saying, "Hi, I'm from the government. I'm here to help you."
Yeah.
So I get
Fish
it.
orange, eyes wide. Sometimes the emojis come up, sometimes they don't. Yeah, it is an individual experience. Like the other day, I had the experience of something I haven't had in a long time since I was a kid. They electrified me so much, my hands started shaking. I had to go get in the bathtub, and that's the only thing that works for that. I don't know if they were going to hit me harder, but that fixes that. If anybody
Well,
having like an anxiety or a pan or an attack where they're convulsing, try getting in the tub and submerged underwater, ground out, or call
Yeah,
911.
they changed out my electrical meter a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've been having multiple instances of the very distinctly different high pitched ringing in the ears. It comes and it goes like after a few seconds, and then sometimes I have a constant. It's almost like tinnitus, but I mean, I know my ears, and
Yeah.
I know it's not. This is something that's just been happening recently.
Yeah, they're constantly upgrading systems and programs, and we pay the effects for it. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's one thing Canada. I mean, a lot of people will lose their jobs, right? Especially a lot of these agencies that are into tracking people down. You know?
Well, I think that's how they're going to force the financial changeover is, you know, the whole universal basic income narrative. But I think they're going to put people in such a state of destitute, especially everybody's got these high price mortgage and car loans, and be like, look, this is the only way out. We'll give you this and everything will be fine. And then people have no choice but to go with that, you know, because they're so comfortable and used to doing their little thing. And I get it. I was doing my thing for a while, but I don't know, bro. I try to tell people all the time, and they like, you know how it goes. They just
Oh
don't
yeah,
wanna listen.
it's a long haul. It's a You know?
Yeah.
There was a girl got excited about. I knew on my channel she got excited about learning about all this stuff. Not this stuff in particular, but the government and all that years ago, like 9 years ago. And she was so gung ho. She put all of her energy into it every moment of every day, getting ready and. And I said, I had to slow her down. I said, honey, it's a long haul because, you're going to change minds, but it's going to be slow. And it's going to seem way longer than you want it to. Hi, Chloe. Good to see you. I was out there with my banner during the first lockdown, by the hospitals, telling people what's going on. I got some honks. I got a lot of fingers, But maybe I changed one or two minds at that time. I don't know. Maybe none. But you keep doing it, and you do it for as long until the end, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you, when I talk to the
Emmett.
regular quote normies around here, older people, country folk, I expected. Well, it was different in the first Trump turn. There was a lot of people who were just wildly pro-Trump and just, but now I can tell you, the more people I talk to, people know. They know more than they did 5 years ago. This thing we went through. But what is that going to do for us if we just sit back and do nothing about it? That's where I'm at.
Yeah, apparently the NIH is pushing lab leak, so that's a hoax.
Yeah.
So
I was actually surprised at that.
Yeah, because
Like
it's electronic. It's electronic. I can't say the name of it. Don't say any names or anything.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. But I was
yeah.
just gonna say they went through so much effort to convince everybody of this
Mhm.
one narrative. Why even blow the cover on that, even if it is controlled op? Why not just, like they always do, just keep going
Well,
with
it
the
can
bad thing,
because it continues a narrative, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It continues a narrative that doesn't include an electronic component.
Like the Q thing, trust the plan, right?
Right.
Yeah. All this background shit.
Things are happening. Just wait.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we're waiting. Still waiting.
Yeah.
Still waiting. Apparently, some people have put charges against some of the higher up people, the Mr. Anthony and
Yeah.
Bill, but I don't see anything happening there.
Right.
They have other things happening in other countries as well. So, and nothing's happening. So, yeah, that's neat. Look at what it shows us. StreamYard does that sometimes.
And we've already discussed all these things with the information you're presenting. That's all military. So, I mean, once you realize that the military is involved in these things against us, it's hard not to be blackpilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This stuff here, this surveillance stuff, upsets me to no end, because of what they're doing with it and what they're not doing with it. Hi, Steve. Good to see you. And what they're not doing with it that pisses me off even more. So I think people would handle being surveilled, by systems like this, as long as their kids didn't freaking go missing.
Yeah, like I don't have nothing to hide. They always say that.
Yeah.
You got nothing to hide. It's not the surveillance, just the harmful effects. Yeah. I don't want to be microwaved 24/7.
Yeah. And there are systems that can surveil us that don't, they don't have to channel data through our bodies. And there are better systems for doing that. There are many different ways of doing what they're doing with security, with their cyber security, that doesn't harm the human body, doesn't act as a control system, doesn't augment your thoughts, But that's not the systems they're putting in place, you know.
And to add insult to injury, they're still making us pay for all this technology development that's being used against us.
Yeah.
That's like
Yep.
the ultimate fuck you, you know?
Yep. Gets paid through your taxes, and you pay for it monthly through your wireless
Yeah.
bill. You know, it's ridiculous.
Dickhead electric company.
Yeah. Why does electricity cost anything? There's no reason
Exactly.
for that either.
I told them that on the phone about 3 weeks ago. They didn't respond with anything. Nah.
Yeah. Any thoughts, JG? I hope you people share this information, because we're rather shadow banned here. So this information doesn't get much past you guys. Like, take a screenshot of this, you know, and share it with people.
Yeah, you guys got me thinking. I'm just listening and thinking.
Yeah. Like, screenshots are good, guys, you know, like, take a screenshot of them tracking us. This is a great app. Wish I had this app. You could find anybody anywhere, right? The Brits pay for the telly, yeah.
But yeah, I wonder if all the police are using this technology.
I don't know. They have access to it, apparently.
They have I forget the name of it, but they definitely have this app that they use where they can basically tap your phones and shit. Like, I forget what it's called, but yeah, they're definitely in it.
Yeah, it just yeah, at this point it just kind of pisses me off, you know. It's right there in front of you, right on the screen right there, but the average person doesn't know about it, and they're going to try to keep it that way. That's why they bring up their narratives of, you know, oh, you know, the first 36 hours is most critical. Oh, the first 2 hours, if we don't get a hold of them, we'll never find them, right? 36 hours, they're totally gone. You know, there's no way, except we can track them from before they were captured till after. No problem.
Well, yeah, and the protocol for any psychological experiment, and then furthermore to any kind of psyop, is that the subjects that are being observed are gonna react and act differently, behave differently, if they know they're being observed in terms of an experiment. So yeah, I think that's the explanation for the shadow banning, this and that, is really they just don't want too many people knowing, because they like this little game of what you don't know, you know.
Yeah, your mic's coming in and out a little bit.
No, my bad.
Max, what's the app the police are using? Like, what is the technology they're using?
Oh, let's see. She tells us. Here, we can look at it. Hold on.
I
was gonna search that out myself.
Using face search, we can find the exact person who matches the face of our subject. Let's say our subject is suspected of committing a crime last night.
Not
we can
sure
use
if
the
it's
AI
before or
chat to
after
see
she
where he
showed
was
the app.
at the time of the crime. The chat will respond and show us the exact location on the map. Let's say we have a crime report that tells us the suspect fled the scene at 9:30. Let's use the timeline tool to go to exactly 9:30. We could see that
Way more than biometrics, bioanalytics. Oh, hell no. That is not what they're using. Pentagon Law of War Manual, DODD 3009. I can hit the net on the dog's ass. Where are those 300,000 children? I have no idea. Somebody call Anthony Rubin. He's going to get some geospatial data with a phone. And we're going to use that instead of using...
I can only go back and forward in chunks because it's on Odyssey. It's not as sensitive with the slider as YouTube. So
any of our actual signature reduction since 2011 resources. because then we can just continue to sit here and use those resources against the American public, force them into precision AI healthcare, the Real ID, the Cove W ban, and play stupid the whole way. Oh, we've got to have everybody connected because we're just so dumb. We can't find the migrants. Oh, what are we doing? That says 2012. Ask any doctor. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Incredibly convenient, isn't it? Wonder what they're into. Wonder what your side hustle is.
With options to see more details to help us determine if this is our subject. To search by face, let's say we have an image of the subject. We can source this from a surveillance integration or by manually uploading an image. Using face search, we can find the exact person who matches the face of our subject. Let's say our subject is suspected of committing a crime last night. We can use the AI chat to see where he was at the time of the crime. The chat will respond and show us the exact location on the map. Let's say we have a crime report that tells us the suspect fled the scene at 9:30. Let's use the timeline tool to go to exactly 9:30. We can see that it matches the report. He's leaving the bar. Let's see where he is right now by using the timeline tool to go back to live. We can use the chat to automate the next steps, such as requesting an arrest warrant and sending units to the area once we receive it. The chat will automatically create an action plan and execute the plan for you as soon as you give the approval. It'll notify the relevant parties, execute according to your department's protocol, and custom integrations with your current services, allowing you to keep your jurisdiction safe and secure right from the palm of your hand.
There it is.
Excuse me.
Accountable Infrastructure Central Command Platform. Let's type that in. Central Command Platform.
I'm writing down questions for the local police here. I'm gonna do my own little investigation. I'm joking. Don't talk to the police, people.
ThoughtWorks Continuous Cloud Infrastructure Services. Let's see. Let's see. I'll accept optional cookies. Okay. AI-powered infrastructure management systems, managed services.
Am I coming through now?
Pardon?
Yeah, I'm coming through. All right.
Yeah.
My fault. There's a big lag on the mic on my phone. I've never used this restream shit.
Client success stories. Turbocharging security and efficiency for a fine tech car finance platform. Let's see. E-growth. Our trusted partners. Let's go back. Accountable Infrastructure, Inc. Empowering organization with smarter governance, solutions, and seamless integration. And there we are. There's the Central Command app. Right there. I do love searching this stuff out. Oh, we're not sharing that. Sorry. Here, we'll go through my search right there. So we did this one first, ThoughtWorks, but it wasn't it. This one was. Accountable Infrastructure, Inc., our services. And there's the Central Command app. Measure and manage risk at a skill. So they have a stock app. What else do they have? Internet of Bodies. How exclusive. Oh, God. How exclusive to the Central Command, now exclusive to the Central Command platform. Public site, Central Command platform, inquire. Public site. Biointelligence for international cooperation and security. What is the Internet of Bodies? The Internet of Bodies is about integrating technology to the human body. IOB devices allow direct communication of data from the body through the use of the internet. The term Internet of Bodies was coined in 2016, describing it as a network of human bodies whose integrated and functionality rely, at least in part, on the internet and related technologies such as artificial intelligence. Oh, we have a video. I'm excited. Are we watching the video?
2016, academic and author Dr. Andrea Matwishin took it one step further, coining the term Internet of Bodies, or IOB. She describes it as a network of human bodies whose integrity and functionality rely, at least in part, on the internet and related technologies such as artificial intelligence.
That might sound far-fetched, but if you have one of these, you're already part of the IOB world.
There are three categories of IOB based on the device's level of integration. The first generation is external, things like smartwatches or rings, which use sensors to track our steps and heart rate, or smart glasses, which function as cameras, headphones, and monitors. The second generation is internal. These are devices you ingest or have implanted. Think of pacemakers with digital implants, smart prosthetics hardwired into patients' nerves and muscles, or even digital pills that transmit medical data after being ingested. Finally, there's the third generation. These devices completely merge with the body while maintaining a real-time connection to an external machine and the internet. One of the most notable companies in this space is Elon Musk's Neuralink, which is developing a brain-computer interface, or BCI, called the Link. The coin-sized chip is implanted under the skull, where it can read a person's brain signals and allow them to control an external machine.
I had to use like a mouse stick and stuff, but now it's all being done with my brain.
Neuralink's first test subject, who was paralyzed from the shoulders down, used the device to play chess on his laptop, although a few weeks later, Neuralink reported some malfunctioning.
Proponents of IOB devices say the benefits are clear. They'll improve body cognition and function, improve healthcare, and allow for significant cost savings for people and corporations. But where some see benefits, others see risks. Even the original article coining the term warned of the technology's flaws.
For one, data protection will be paramount. Many of these devices will be able to track, record, and store personal information. Critics argue that if governments and companies got their hands on this data, they could use it to spy on citizens or turn them into revenue streams. There are also concerns around dependency, addiction, and personal safety. Former US Vice President Dick Cheney, for example, admitted that he had his heart implant's wireless function disabled in 2007 over fears that assassins could use it to cause a fatal heart attack.
There are also ethical questions to consider. Could we see a world in which the rich are augmented and the poor aren't? And philosophically, will IOB challenge our notions of human autonomy and self-governance? Who will be responsible for monitoring the risks?
Most IOB implantable and ingestible devices are regulated by agencies such as the Food and Drug Administration in the US or its counterparts internationally. They have a set of rules for things like cochlear implants or body part replacements, but IOB consumer devices are not under their purview. The recent emergence of these devices, their fast boom in sales and their varying capabilities somewhat explains the current patchwork of legislation at regional, state and international levels. However, there are some existing laws that could be extended to safeguard IOB data. The EU's General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, is designed to protect EU residents from the dangers of data breaches and cyber attacks. And in the US, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, commonly known as HIPAA, is meant to prevent a patient's information from being disclosed without consent. As an industry, there's a lot to play for. According to Mordor Intelligence, the global connected medical device market alone will be worth around $66 billion in 2024 and is expected to reach more than $132 billion by 2029. That's an annual growth rate of nearly 15%.
It's still over. Must be over. Yeah.
Gets quiet, everybody gets weird. Hello? Anybody there? Can't hear you. I need entertainment, man. Well, the surveillance ain't scaring me, Max. I'm gonna keep skating the legal spots. People are too psyched out. I don't trust any of you guys, to be honest. I trust birds more than I trust people. I just did construction work with a rat. Guy told me he ratted on multiple people. I'm like, what the fuck? You ever called the police on somebody, Max? Yeah, I didn't think so. You don't seem like the type of guy that'll call the police on somebody or try to frame somebody. Right, right. Just a question, Max. It's just a question. People get so butthurt over questions. Right. It's just a question, man. Then people wonder, hey, why did this guy stop working with this guy? Why does this guy quit all these jobs? It's familiarity breeds contempt.
Oh, sorry, I was muted there.
You're muted for 2 days, man.
Sorry,
Jeez.
guys. I've been talking all that time too. Yeah, so I'm hoping that this makes people aware of like what they can do. If you can get some money together and get a password, right? We could go ourselves and track down all those missing kids. You know, like this is ridiculous. Right there.
I saw a video. I saw a video with Assange, right? And Julian Assange was saying that they take all these, missing kids to Guantanamo Bay. That's the hub of child trafficking. That's what he was saying in this interview.
Well, probably one of them, yeah. I'm not saying that myself, but that's what I'm being told, right? That's what we're being told. That these kids are coming through the border and going off to nowhere, and that they can't find them. Right?
They're either getting killed or they're sex slaves.
Or put to work, yeah. A lot of them are put to work in factories and stuff. Sex slaves, organ harvesting. That's what we hear, right? So ask them why they're not using Central Command to find these kids.
And why did they pick the kids they pick?
Well, to me, it seems like it's being done on purpose, right?
Yeah, but
that would be my thought. I don't. Well, I guess because they're just children. I don't know.
Nah, I know, but I'm just saying, why do they pick, the kids they pick? I wonder, like, what the mentality is behind that.
I guess once you get them separated from their families, that's the criteria. That seems to be about it.
Like they're going after kids that are just.
Yeah, any age, up
kids
to
tweakers.
18, right?
Like Max, say your mother was a police officer, right? They're not going to kidnap you.
I hope not. I hope they.
So maybe it's like they're going after people that are just vulnerable. They have no ties with anything.
Yeah, well, that would make sense. Yeah, the AI could sort that out for sure. But basically, once they're separated from their family, you can just do whatever you want with them.
Hopefully, these kids have got violent.
Like the selection process seems to be: there's a child unaccompanied. Let's take it.
I'd like to see a Netflix movie on a kid that was like child trafficked, right? They kidnapped him, and this kid killed like 20 people, got away. That'd be a great Netflix movie.
Yeah. How did they get away, right? With these types of systems, how do they get away? It's amazing. They Jade Helm was where they sent out a bunch of agents to go and hide from the system. There was one guy that did, but they wouldn't. I don't remember what he did to actually hide from the system, but I think it was pretty extreme, like going underground and living in a bunker. But I'm sure they took care of that with their new systems, because they've got ground penetrating systems now where they can check your movement and what's underground, if there's any cavities, any metals.
Grow up to be a natural born killer.
What? Yeah, kids can be easily scared, tired, malnourished. That's so that's again why this just pisses me off. Once I found out about this for over a year now, well, I'd say around a year, that they know where I am every second of every day, and they know where everybody else is, because we're all in a mesh network. Even my cat, even the birds, right? So why can't they find kids? And here's even worse. This is even worse than knowing that they know where they could find out where I am every moment of every day. This is worse because they've already got a fucking app for it. That's even worse. That just makes it so much worse. Yeah, right, Chloe? Right, Paula? Needlessly. Absolutely needlessly. Yeah, natural born killers. So why is this still happening? They had this technology for years. It wasn't a convenient app for them, right? So what now? Now it's in a convenient app. So suddenly we're going to have people found, children found. Well, they could have done that years ago, but they didn't. Now it's in a convenient app. That just pisses me off even more. Please share out this app to people.
I got to do more research on it, but I wonder if the police are kidnapping the kids. Who is kidnapping the kids?
Well, that's the problem, right? Like, if here's again the link. Oh, it's going to let me post now. Okay. Yeah, like it boggles the mind, JG. It just freaking boggles my mind. Like, yeah, right. Poop shape, right? Holy, yeah. Like I just saw this app today. For real. Yeah. My head is exploding. My head is absolutely exploding with rage and anger. Like,
you're not being.
Say again, JG?
Yeah, you're not being sarcastic, right?
No.
All right.
No. I'm just enraged and my mind is blown that they have a freaking app that they can find every person, track forward and backwards in time. Like
it's like they're trolling us. It's like they're trying to piss you off,
Yeah. I don't know what I have to say about this anymore. Like, How much does it cost? Is it too expensive for the police or the fire or the hospitals that are tracking us constantly?
Imagine that if the firefighters were coerced and they're the ones doing the kidnappings, you know?
Well, certainly the police could be involved, right?
Yeah, for sure. But like it's imagine if it was the firefighters or some shit. The EMTs were involved. Who knows who's involved?
Right. That's what I want to know. Who has these systems? Who's known about these systems? Who's known about the previous system? Not just this freaking easy to buy app. Like
we got to get Alex. We got to get Alex Jones up here.
Yeah, this whole tracking. Oh, they got to use your phone. They got to use freaking nanotech. They got to use. No, they don't. They know where everybody is every moment of the day. They know where my cat is. My cat doesn't have a fucking phone. Do the birds outside? Do they have a fucking phone? No. What's that, Mr. Mission? I'll check that out. He always posts good stuff.
Yeah, Scotty, I'm just thinking, man. Thinking out loud.
Yeah, do that. What's this resolver? Let's see. A Kroll business. Okay. Avoid emerging risks, reduce the frequency and severity of incidents, quickly recover from crisis with Resolver's Enterprise Resilience Solutions. Another, don't be caught off guard. Expose and monitor risk across those digital and physical spaces with our comprehensive risk intelligence platform. So you've got everything under control. Incident age performance. So it's another monitoring system. Show stakeholders and the public how you manage risk, compliance, threats, and incidents and timeline with the highest standards. Gain stakeholders' alignment with clear graphics, visualizations, and illustrate the impact of your programs, making complex data easily understood. With nice, easy apps. With precise analytics, see the tangible impact of your risk strategies on key performance indicators. Well, these guys are financial as well. Let's see, GitHub products. Let's see if they have surveillance, enterprise and security, incident management, enterprise investment management, command center. There's the command center. Let's see if we can go to command center. There we go. Similar type of app. We can see here a street view and a location of a building and I guess people. Not sure. Identify and response to security incidents with precision. You have to request a product demo, but they give you a street view like they do on the other app. Cool. The other app's fancier though, better colors. The command center one's got better graphics. That's a good one though. So yeah, now that's two of them there that can piss me off. Yeah, they could see snipers ahead of the golf course, ahead of time on the golf course. That does it. Are you pissed off too, Chloe? I know for certain cities, states, and judges are part of it. Don't want to say how I know, but I'm 100% certain. I would believe that, Chloe. A lot of people that go to jail get separated from their children and they go into the foster system, don't they? And what a better way to get the children away from their parents than sentence them to jail. And of course, you know, any other way they can.
I just worked on this house, right, Max? People are involved in the Chamber of Commerce. They're such fucking scumbags, man. And they got all this power, and it's crazy. All these people involved in the government, when you get to know them for a bit, you're just like, what the fuck, man? They're total fucking jerk-offs.
Well, yeah, and how many of them are involved in, you know, trafficking and that? It seems to be that nobody gets anywhere without being involved in this stuff. They've infiltrated every system of government, all the NGOs, all the churches, schools. It's time for like a purge or something, you know?
I just treated them like shit.
Right?
And then they were nice to me.
You have the proof and the evidence, yeah. Thing is, getting it to a judge that's not going to say it's not worth looking at or going in your favor, you know? There's the next trick, right? Because a lot of the judges are bought out. I believe you, Chloe. I don't want to get you to get into it here either, because that would compromise your information, possibly. So.
Well, it is easier and easier to get the proof because of surveillance. The surveillance is backfiring on the tyrants.
Yeah, it should be. You know, if I can get an app like this, and just, you know, you might as well just, you know, pick somebody, you know, in an area at random where a crime happened. Go back to that time where that crime happened and find out who did it. Oh, okay. Yeah, are you back here, Indy? Okay, you can come back up. I'll post the link again. How do I do that again? Yeah.
Next, the Philly police tried to frame me for. They said it was a murder, right? And they said I was wearing the same clothes on the suspect. I walk out of the house I was living in. In 20 seconds, right? I get on my bike, I start riding. They all pull up on me. What are the odds of that, man?
Pretty coincidental, eh?
Right,
you know what it is they're probably using these systems for their own purposes instead of actually tracking down crime.
True. I mean, yeah. That's the thing you got to watch out for is people that have it out for you, specifically you.
Oh yeah, if the cops decide they want to get you for something, imagine what they could do with this, you know? Oh, look, you were trespassing here 5 years ago.
Right.
You know, even if you've done no real crime of any sort other than maybe trespassing, they could find that out.
Well, what the police do is they try to psych you out. They try to toy with you. They try to disrespect you to the point where you're lashing out, right? That's why I always got to be calm.
Yeah.
Then they always try to get the ID.
Yeah, compliance. You know, they want you to be compliant. That's all that is, really.
And then if you don't show your ID, then they're angled. Oh, what do you have warrants or oh blah blah? It's like nah, it's wisdom and it's constitutional rights, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people aren't. You know, they're not moving like that. They're just complying left and right.
Yeah. Yeah. See if they can get, you know, hey, if it's a family and they happen to, you know, resist or, you know, not comply, because we already know who you are. You know, I don't need your ID. I've already pulled up your entire history. But for compliance purposes, I'm going to make you give it to me.
They're trying to outgame you, but you got to outsmart them. And then once you outsmart them, it backfires on them because then it's on YouTube. Then there's lawsuits. And oh, this cop killed himself. Yeah, you know why? Because he fucked up.
Yep. Yeah, because, okay, they have these systems. Where are they being used? They're being used, right? So where are they being used? You know, like, are they must be just using them for themselves. But they're not telling anybody that they have these types of systems. Right? There's probably a privacy secrecy clause along with getting this app. So you can't tell people that you have it. I need a password to get in to find out. So you have to contact them, be given a password to even really be shown the capabilities of this type of platform here. Okay, copied, and there we go. There's the link again. What time is it? We got about another half hour. This guy was talking to me and he seemed to know, or is coincidentally, what is the what? What you were into. Huh. Yeah, don't consent. These people in power. Well, yeah. Like how many of them know about this, I wonder? You know, who knows about this technology? That's what I want to know. Like, I want to know for sure. Because if people know this technology exists, it's redacted. All right. Looks like Lucky was doing some research. You can't even find out who owns the website. It's redacted. Okay. Yeah. So I'm betting that a privacy clause comes with this type of stuff. What is claimed too is that the nurses and doctors are told about the Internet of Medical Things, but they're sworn to secrecy, that they can't talk to people about it. I don't know how to ask somebody and get an answer, right? If they're sworn to secrecy, you're not going to get an answer. So, you know, all we can do is prove that these things exist, you know? For sitting on the floor with one foot in front of a refrigerator, eating the contents inside and not in a public place. He had a oh man. Yeah. What's that, Scotty? Very few, they keep it decent, dementalized. Okay. How ironic, they're trying to make a more transparent program or system, yet they are unwilling to even say who they are themselves, who is creating the system. Yeah. You can get the app on the Apple and Google Play Store, but there's not a regular, but not the store regular people can see. What? You can get the app on Apple and Google Play, but not the store the regular people can see. Oh.
Max, I'm out here, man. I'm going for a walk.
All right. Thanks. Thanks for coming up, JG. Please share this information as well. Can you come up and tell me about that there, Lucky? Wow. I've never heard of the not regular app store. Let me see if I can find that. Okay, so what am I looking up? What is not what is the departmentalized? Departmentalized, I think, is what you're trying to say. I got a couple extra letters in there. Oh, you can't come up? Okay. You're a target. I like my channel. Yeah, you got in trouble last time you came up here, didn't you? Sorry about that. But yeah, take the links, share them, guys. Can you put in what you searched into chat? Lucky's a little reticent about interacting with my channel because the last time we interacted, we had some not good stuff happen. So, yeah, that's why I do ask you guys to share this stuff out, because I am so shadow banned. Like, share the links to these documents and stuff I show you. I really hope you do. Because I do get in so much trouble for showing them. Yeah, this is absolutely, this is mind-blowing. Yeah, right, Chloe. I don't blame him either. I won't discuss it in case we bring back the demon. Yeah, this is mind-blowing to me, this app. Again, want to load an app not on the Play Store. It would need to be side-loaded as a device. No government cell can be used in DEV mode. Oh, okay. I don't know what all that means, really. You'll share them? Okay. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, keep your pants on while sharing. Yeah, multiple sources. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we've got, Mr. Mission posted a different one too. You guys can share that one as well. Like showing all the platforms that they can track and trace us on. Screen shots, share it all. Yeah, this is just a whole new level for me. When you think of that, they have to go and ask an agency. This is what I was assuming would happen. Oh, we want to track, this person or this area, and they would have to go and, ask an agency, and that agency would go, okay, let us ask the AI to put the information together, and, we'll send you a report or, something like that. I thought there'd be a process, that you'd have to go through. Developer, yeah. But no, there is no process. You just buy an app and you can go anywhere, track anything. right? Oh, developer mode. Okay, I see what you mean. Oh, birthday party. All right. I'll share. I have a direct link to YouTube Banning Council. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I wish they had a little video for this one, like they did the other one. Where's the demo? What if we hit demo? See what it does. No, just goes to password. Access. Go past the demo phase and start accessing the central command platform for your organization's most pressing challenges right away. Book your start date at the beginning. Make a difference for your jurisdiction on day one. See immediate results. Refine your approach on the fly and scale as needed for maximum impact. Huh. Book a demo. Command from your phone. Provide live tracking and intelligent automation. Surveillance. Disease tracking. Emergency response. Predict disasters. Transportation control. Live map tool. AI chatbot. Timeline tool. With just a few buttons, key decision makers can take action instantly and make solutions happen in real time. From tracking past locations to approving emergency responses, our chatbot streamlines decision making and enhances response times. Simply ask the chat and watch the automated solutions come to life. Efficiently, accurately, and in real time. So, yeah, I ask again, why aren't we finding those children? Man. Jeez, brief rant. Drive me nuts. Okay. Yeah, I get it. A jealous girlfriend. Yeah. It's about the money. Yeah. It's always been about the money, not just the money who has the money, because privileges is real and the money only gets you so far. Yeah. I finally trained my iPhone to swear without correcting me. Okay. Well, I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to post this link again. And we're just about done. I didn't get to label this, but that's okay. Yeah, I hope that gets through to people too. You know, that we're constantly in this mesh. Constantly. You know? And that the surveillance is constant, you know, there's no reason for it. They're monetizing it here, but it's all government anyways. This is a government site run by the government, making the government money. You can't, like he says, you can't even find the you can't find whose site this is. That's true, Scotty. Yeah, absolutely nowhere. Be off the internet more frequently. Well, I was trying to explain to people that's not that doesn't happen. You're part of the internet, so you can never be off of what you're part of. Well, most people don't. Most people don't get it. You know, most people think, you know, I just put down my phone, walk away, and I'm good. You know, but no, you're just being connected to different devices, different people, and cars, and Wi-Fi, and towers, and radar, and everything. Yeah, and Alex Jones, he's still pushing that whole theory, right? He's not admitting to this either. Yeah, Alex, the ganja man is very knowledgeable. Yeah, but he didn't know about this, you know, and he's wide awake. So who knows about this? Very, very few people, and very few people actually understand it. Oh yeah, my phone follows me, you know, and that's what they think. They think that they put down their phone, they're fine, and that's not how it works. We're in a constant network web. Mesh, they call it. Network mesh or mesh network. So wherever you go, you're reconnected to it. So there's no person out there that comes into the mesh that doesn't get connected to the mesh without their MAC address being logged in and then becoming part of the system. Because all the data has to go through that person too. So they have to know who that person is, what access point they're using. We have been covering it for years. Yeah, well, we've been trying to. Yeah. So, you know, it's no signal to my phone, but I still feel my dragons with me. Cool. Yeah, Alex is on live panels. Yeah, I wish he'd come back more often. But even he didn't know about this track and trace technology, you know. And that's the thing, right? We got to get this information out there. Like this link here is one of the best I've seen so far. Yeah. It's all internal meshed info, yeah. Right? So, you know, we can ask our our government why they're not finding people, you know. But again, this app is held under secrecy. We can't get to it. You have to be from an accredited organization like the police, hospital, or some other governmental organization, right? So we're not going to be able to see this. We can't use it. But yeah, it is constant. There is no way that anybody comes into the network or anywhere near anybody else that they're not included into the network, that their MAC address does not get logged in because they're part of the system. So yeah, not finding people, bullshit. Total bullshit. I call total bullshit. Yeah, we'll get no good answer and no straight one. Yeah. Or, oh, look, this suddenly there are limitations to who they can find, what they can find. Oh, you know, it's going to get ridiculous. Oh, we need to get MAC addresses from other countries. We don't have that MAC address. Mm-hmm. Yep, I will do that. I'll do it twice because I've got two apps open. One of them might work better than the other. I'll probably eventually get locked out of this. I'm locked out of a lot of the some of the U.S. government sites now. They call me a bot. They say I'm a bot and won't let me in. So that's okay. They won't let me look at metamaterials anymore either. I'm not allowed to share metamaterials and discuss the ramifications of the materials they're showing us. So I really do hope that you guys share the stuff I share out, because other than you, it's not getting out there. Insight? Yeah. I try to give some. Command from the palm of your hand. Wow. Yeah, this still to me is just absolutely mind-blowing, what they're doing, what they're capable of. It's nutty. It's absolutely nutty. Yeah, maybe it's the dragon seed. You never know. I don't know whose seed that is. It's hard to tell just from seed, though, Scotty. All right, guys, I think I'm going to cut it off here. Thanks for coming. Please share out this information. Start asking questions. Get people asking questions. Why does this exist, but missing people exist? I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me. You know. Well, until tonight, have a good day. Till next time, keep your third eye open. Use your intelligence and your intuition. Bye-bye.